You listen to NPR, and that's the information. NPR is not writing this information. And also, by the way, you listen to NPR and you voted for a candidate that literally is defunding NPR.
Oh God, I'm so glad they're defunding NPR. It's turned into such a shit show. Can I say that?
Then why do you listen
Yeah.
to it? Why do you listen to it?
What's that?
So then
It's
why
just
do you
out of
listen
habit.
to
They have
it?
a couple of shows. They have a couple of shows I like. The Politics Hour and a couple other
So you
ones.
want
but
you want the show that you like to be defunded?
I'd rather have them get their information from private sources, get their funding from private sources.
Yeah, defund the show that he likes. Defund the show that he likes. You know what? That's so true.
It's one show out of it's even the head of NPR. The woman said that our job is not to report the truth. You can Google that.
That's not what. There's no way they said that. There's no way they said it's not to
Google it.
report
It's
the
a
truth.
woman. Maher is her name. Maher, Maher. Google what she said. Truth gets in the way.
How about you provide me a source for that?
Again, I don't have the ability to do that. I'm on my phone and I'm 67 years old. So
What are you talking to me on?
I'm on the phone. I got an iPhone.
So you don't have your phone?
I have an iPhone, but I can't switch to another app or do something else
Yeah,
like
you
that.
can. You can swipe up.
Okay, other people can do that. I'm not that great at it.
You can't swipe up on your phone and go and check Safari or go to Google real quick. You know.
I guess I can. What was the question? I mean, you know this stuff because all you do is you live these, so you know what the woman said. So don't play games.
What are you?
You know
talking
all
about?
these answers. You know the answers. You live this stuff. This is what you do all day. So I don't have to show you that you know what the woman said.
He said.
You know that
He said you
NPR
do
is a
this. You
leftist.
do this for your job. Therefore, you're all knowing. You must know every fact of reality that has ever occurred.
All the major political facts you seem to know.
I don't know every major political fact. Obviously, I can't. That's not possible. Now,
Most of them. You seem to be very well informed, and you do this all
So
day.
if you believe I'm so well informed, why don't you accept what I have to say?
Well, because you're wrong, but you happen to be a well informed.
How am I wrong? How am I wrong?
You're a leftist. You said it.
I never said that I was a leftist. I'm a social democrat. I'm a liberal.
Whatever. What's the difference between a social democrat and a leftist?
There's a distinction, right? Like a leftist would be someone who's like anti-capitalist and typical.
And what is a social democrat?
Like a liberal, someone who believes in like a capitalist system, but with like social safety nets and regulations.
Well, that sounds like a conservative.
No, because we believe in a broader set of social safety nets, right, meant to take care of people's basic necessities. Like we want things like universal health care access, universal child care, whereas you advocate to take children off of free school lunch and breakfast, right? 420,000 children off of free school lunch and breakfast on average every month under the Big Beautiful Bill are cut off of their access to free school lunch and breakfast. 2.5 million people off of their access to food stamps, right, every single month, right? Literally over 10 million people off of their health insurance through the context of Medicaid, and still adding $3.4 trillion to the debt. That's what you guys vote for.
Look, we have the largest and most accommodating social safety net anywhere that you want to find. Okay,
That's just
people
not
are not
true.
starving.
That's just
here.
not true at all.
Most of the people
That's
are
just not
blowing their
true.
food. Most of them blowing their food stamps on snack foods, Cheetos, and junk food. They're trying to cut that
That's
out.
not true. You have
They're
no
saying,
source for this. Your source is
Yeah,
trust, bro.
No, they're trying to limit. They want only food stamps to go to nutritious food, not junk food, and that's why the people are so angry.
That's certain states, not from the federal policy standpoint. They changed how many work requirements there are.
People got to work. You just can't sit on your butt and eat off other people. That's what the problem with socialism.
You understand that. You understand under the context of the system we have, there was already work requirements on food stamps. They just made the work requirements harder to maintain or harder to get to.
I know people on food stamps, public housing, welfare their whole lives. They never worked and they never wanted to work.
Yeah. Okay. So I just want to let you know, every person who comes on the live claims this, that they know some certain person that doesn't deserve it. Right? You would specifically cut literally millions of people off it that do deserve it to literally ensure that one person who doesn't deserve it is cut off. That's what you're okay with. You're okay with cutting millions of people off it who deserve it, who need it, right? And it benefits their life and serves as a safety net to benefit them and to serve as something that, everyone in our community is going to be taken care of. But because one fucking person you
No,
think
no,
doesn't
no.
deserve it is on it, you would rather
No,
cut
no,
the
no.
millions of people off in order to ensure that they're cut
No,
off
no,
as
no,
well.
no. That's not my point. You see, what happens is when you give all this free stuff to people, you're not helping them. You're hurting them. That's why the marriage rate, children born out of wedlock, have shot up because you're giving all this money to unwed mothers to have children without getting married. That's why all you are causing the problems that you say you're going to fix. You're ruining people's initiative. There's no
A
incentive to
huge
work.
percent of abortions come from people who are already in relationships. I just want to let you know, and already have had children.
Okay.
And also, like, the reason why people are getting divorced to the degree they are is because they're able to get into circumstances where they can actually leave men, where historically speaking, they were not literally able to, right? So women are leaving men at higher rates because they're allowed to right now, and they weren't allowed to historically speaking.
That is so inaccurate.
That is accurate. That
They're not
absolutely is
leaving men.
accurate.
They're not even being with men. They're just having babies with random guys because when
Well,
they
that's-
do,
what can you one provide
this
a,
is what this
one provide a
this,
source? Two, why are you trying to blame women for an issue specifically imposed by men within our society? Right, the patriarchy, the system
I'm
that
not
was
blaming.
created.
No, both. I'm blaming both. I'm not blaming women, but I'm just saying you're paying women to have
You
babies
said you're
out
not
of wedlock.
blaming women,
and,
but you're
and
blaming both. Didn't that indicate you said you were blaming
both,
women?
both,
So you are blaming
both.
women.
No, both men and women. Anybody whose goal in life is to have children out of wedlock and not pay for them, I'm blaming them.
Okay, so specifically Donald Trump, right? And specifically in the context of this situation, like literally Republicans who want to cut children off of free school lunch and breakfast. So Donald Trump has had kids out of wedlock, and then he wants to cut people off of free school lunch and breakfast through the context of the big, beautiful bill.
Are they on school lunches, his kids?
No, I'm not saying his
He
children
can pay for
specifically.
them.
I'm saying other children, right? Because he's the president of the United States and he influences policy like the big, beautiful bill to get passed, which then reduces people's access to free school lunch and breakfast, like children.
Well, let me ask you this. Why aren't the parents paying for lunch and breakfast? Why aren't the parents making the breakfast for their kids in the morning?
Because people are living paycheck to paycheck and can't afford basic bills because of Trump's tariffs.
You show me a single person who cannot afford to make breakfast for their kids, toast and eggs, and I'll buy them breakfast.
I'm sorry. Like I knew children specifically that relied on eating food at school when I was a kid. There are plenty of children and people in the comment section right now that have said that. Like, by the way, you have to understand that it is the case that the average American is living paycheck to paycheck in this country and can't afford a random $400 expense. Right? The
Guess
level
what?
of
The
income
people.
inequality in this country, right, doesn't get people to realize how bad it is, right, for people in general. And this is why I advocate for systems that benefit everybody. No one should not be able to have access to food. That shouldn't be considered a luxury or privilege. It should be considered a basic necessity given to everyone and that everyone has access to. If you can't afford it, then it will be provided. The federal government has a duty to provide food for hungry children.
See,
Okay.
but that's great, and I appreciate your sympathy, empathy for other people. But the programs that you have created, the Great Society programs, have done greater harm and caused more people to be in poverty and more children to suffer
What's your source?
because you're giving things away for free.
No, it reduces poverty. So can you give me
You're
a single
looking at
source give me a single source that giving people access to literally food stamps increases rates of poverty.
It does because people are not working. You're getting a whole culture,
There
a
are
whole
work
society.
requirements in order to get food stamps.
Okay,
Also, that's
people
just
are
not
not.
true. That's just not true.
People are not. You see, when I was coming up, people formed
Wait, how much money
a
do you think
family
people?
unit.
Wait, I have a question. How much money do you think people get off food stamps?
Thousands of dollars a month,
You
depending on
think
how many.
you think people are getting
benefits.
thousands of dollars per month off of food stamps? Really?
Yeah, in fact,
Really?
when you
Oh,
when
wait,
you
so
add
I just want to inform you. That is the most ridiculous take I have fucking ever seen. No, people are not getting thousands of dollars per month from food stamps. The fact that you believe people are getting thousands of dollars per month off of food stamps shows me that no, you don't have a fucking person in your life that specifically is on it that quote unquote shouldn't be on it. You don't even know how much fucking people are getting. You have no clue. How the hell did you believe that people were getting thousands of dollars per month just off of food stamps?
What's the maximum?
Where in this country?
What's the maximum? What's the maximum?
It's a few $100s per kid.
Okay, listen to this. This is what you're doing. You're giving people free housing. You're giving them free transportation. You're giving their kids free breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You're giving them food stamps. Of course, what is the total that you're giving? And you want to give them free health care now. What is the total that you're going to spend per person? How much are people making off of the rest of us per month? Thousands.
$6 per day. On average, older adults get $6 per day. I'm sorry. What? I'm sorry. You think $6 a day is thousands of dollars per month? Well, I'm sorry. That's called MAGA math. That's called MAGA math.
Let's add it up.
You can't. Yeah. Use a calculator.
Let's add it up.
You apparently can't do it yourself.
How much is breakfast and lunch for 4 kids every day?
Wait. I'm sorry. Yeah. So if it's I mean, it depends on where you are. Now, look at how much people get. So again, do the math. What is 6 times 30?
What is 6? Where are you getting that
What is
number?
6 times 30? That's the $6 from the AARP.
For AARP for retired persons?
No, that's just who reported on specifically what the average per day of SNAP benefits is for older adults.
Well, we're talking about kids, not older adults.
Well, you want to cut children off of it?
Well, that's what you were talking about, weren't you?
We're talking about older adults because we're talking about people who are quote unquote not working.
Okay, what about older adults?
And do you want to force children to work or something? Like, what the hell?
I want their parents to work, yeah. And I want them to take responsibility. See, all these kids that you're growing up without fathers in the home, they're never going to amount to anything. And you can look that up.
That's so fucking horrible for you to say that. That's so fucking horrible for you to say that. And by the way, right, I just want to let you know there are specifically contexts of heteronormative households where it is the case that there are literally the same outcomes in terms of child development, if not better. So if you want to look at the context of like development, right, I don't know why you're specifically saying anything to do with specifically fathers. Right now, if you're talking about 2 parents, well, if you want to create conditions for 2-parent households to a greater extent, well, maybe you shouldn't support anti-LGBTQ plus legislation like what Donald Trump is imposing, because that's also important for establishing 2-parent households. And also how about you also apply the standards for people to be able to take care of children in those circumstances. You're advocating to cut their food stamps. What are you talking about?
Okay, I'm talking about a family, a nuclear family, mother, father,
oh my God, what does nuclear
heterosexual.
Family mean? What does nuclear family mean?
Heterosexual family, mother, father, raising kids.
Why are you saying it has to be heterosexual?
Because that's how society has been since millions of years.
I just referenced there are studies in my bibliography in my bio that indicate the same outcomes in terms of childhood development, specifically for households with gay parents comparative to straight parents. Right, if not better conditions for childhood, if not better conditions for childhood development in reference to parents, specifically who are gay, right, in terms of their children's development. So if you actually want to talk about it, your context of a quote unquote nuclear family would actually lead to worse conditions, likely.
How can you have a kid if you're gay?
What'd you say?
How can you make a kid if you're gay?
Oh, so did you just know specifically that they can actually, like, through any concept of DNA that you have specifically now, they can actually cause fertilization? They don't require the same process now, right? There are people who, through the context of IVF, who are gay, who are able to have both of their partners have an offspring that is genetically identical, or not genetically identical, has aspects of their genetics from it. So it's,
and you think that's good for society? You think that's good for society?
I think that's fantastic. I think that's fantastic. Yeah. What's wrong with being gay?
Nothing, but you can't have kids.
Wait,
society
you can. I just showed you. Yes, you can. IVF. Hello, IVF.
And you're giving that. How much does that cost?
Sir, do you know what IVF is?
In vitro fertilization.
Yes. And also, I have a question. Would it be wrong?
How much does that cost?
I have a question. You
didn't answer my question. How much does it cost?
Hold up. Would it be wrong for a woman to marry a guy that is infertile? Would that be wrong?
Yeah.
It would be wrong?
If he can't have, they can't produce. You're saying he can't produce? Why would you want to marry somebody who can't produce?
You think it'd be immoral for her to marry them?
I mean, I'm not judging people's morals, but you
That's what you
can't.
just did.
But
You just did that.
you
You
can't.
just said it was
You
immoral.
cannot. You cannot have a society if you're marrying
Yes, you can.
infertile people.
Yes, you can. What are you talking? Our
How?
society right now, people marry others that are infertile. What are you talking about? Do you think
Well,
infertile? You understand? Do you think infertile people don't exist?
what's happening when the birth rate of every
Do you think that there's
industrialized
no one in the
country?
world that's infertile that gets into a relationship? Are you serious?
You can be in a relationship, you just can't reproduce the next generation.
Wait, again, that you don't need to in order to wait. So just because you don't reproduce doesn't mean anything about you. You don't become less valuable as a person because you don't reproduce.
That's your job. That's your job
No,
is
it's
to make the
no,
next generation.
no. It is not everyone's job to make children, right? It is up to your choice.
Well, that's why the birth rate for you all, the libtards' birth rate is
Don't use
falling
the
to like
slurs. That's
near
fucking
zero.
gross. That's fucking gross, bro. Using the R slur is crazy. We're gonna go to the next person. That guy's nuts. That guy's actually nuts. Let's say thank you to a few people. Abigail, thank you for the $25 on PayPal. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Abigail, thank you. Kim, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thomas, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Can we get some W's for them in the comment section? Mary, thank you for the $20 on PayPal. Thank you so much. Victoria, thank you for the $50. Thank you so much. Happy birthday, Victoria. Thank you so much. Happy 50th birthday. W's for Victoria in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Victoria. Kim, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Wendy, thank you for the $15. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Jordan, thank you for the $10. Morgan with the $10. I really appreciate it. Monica with the $5. Thank you so much, Monica. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Brian with $1. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Madeline, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Can we get some W's for them in the comment section? Libby with the $10. Blake with the $10. Aaliyah, thank you for the $8. Marie, thank you for the $5. Let me also go onto YouTube, catch up there. And if you're on TikTok, do tap that screen. If you're on YouTube, do hit that thumbs up, everybody. Let me catch up on YouTube in terms of donations, and then we're going to go on to the next person in terms of debates. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Alrighty. Let me check. The supers, period. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I know it's crazy. Scooty, thank you so much for the $5. Amber, thank you for the $2. Zombie, thank you for the $5. Amber with the $2. Danny, thank you so much for the $5. Amber with the $5. Scooty, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Kim, thank you so much for the $2. Scooty, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you. Queen, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you so much, Queen. I really appreciate it. And Rachel with the $20. Thank you so much, Rachel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. My thoughts go out to you as well. My thoughts go out to you. Thank you so much, Rachel. I really appreciate it. NER, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $2. Nina, thank you for the $15. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Said in Chicago, ICE abducted 500 plus people in September alone, including children, U.S. citizens, and people with no criminal record. This is America. Literally, though. That's absolutely crazy. Queen, again, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Queen. I really appreciate it. Stephanie, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Naya, again, thank you for the $5. I really appreciate it. I think I'm fully caught up there. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Let's go on to the next person, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? So the next person, only send a guest request again if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Alrighty. Give it a second for people to join up. Do give it a second. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen. Alrighty. Let's go on to the next individual. Caitlin, thank you for the $5. And Jolie, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $5. Thank you. I know, he's crazy. Annabelle, thank you so much for the $6. Cheryl, thank you for the $3. And Brielle, thank you for the $5. And Valerie, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you. And Jordan with the $10. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
30.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Definitely Trump again.
Okay, why so?
Well, at first I was a little nervous about him, but this week, I think he proved that he's really trying to make this country great again.
Okay, what makes you think that?
He didn't approve of Israel annexing the West Bank.
Okay. You understand that that was just something that he's just said, and he's also said that he's okay with them taking it in the past, and that he's changed his position on that over and over and over again. And also, that doesn't mean that he's not okay with him taking other aspects. So, you understand that that is not unique to Trump too. Like, Kamala Harris doesn't support them annexing the West Bank.
Well, I mean, I don't think any sane person approves of what's going on in Gaza or the West Bank. But I mean, we can only go off what he says. I mean, if he does it, he does it. If he don't, he don't.
Okay,
And then I'll reassess.
Why do you support Donald Trump?
Because he's fixing the economy.
Okay,
He's
so-
shutting the border down.
Okay. Fixing the economy and shutting the border down. Okay. How is he fixing the economy?
Man, gas prices are 5 cents cheaper.
Actually, no, gas prices are more expensive since Trump got in office.
I might have to be a Democrat then.
They're
I think you've
obviously-
convinced me.
They're trolling. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, Parker. I'm 23.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do. Can I disconnect my earphones?
For sure. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, everyone. Have you been on my live before?
Yeah, but you kicked me because you thought I.
Did I do that? Have I done that to him again recently? Maybe it was on accident. I don't know. Who knows? I'm sorry. Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you? Okay. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
19.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
What's your birth year?
11/24/06.
Okay. And you said you're how old?
19.
Wouldn't you be turning 19 in a month?
Yeah.
Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 28, but I didn't mean to request. I have no idea.
Oh, you're good. Don't worry. Appreciate you coming up. Don't worry. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you? I can't hear you. All right, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat and the pinned comment on my YouTube. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hey, how are you?
How old are you?
24.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
What's your birth year?
February 8th, 2001.
Okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Donald J. Trump.
And why is that?
Because I think he's the better option than Kamala.
Kamala, why so?
Because he's bettering this nation
In what way?
in so many ways.
Such as?
The economy,
What about the economy?
the tariffs.
Okay, what is a tariff?
It's a trade thing for another country.
It's a trade thing for another country. Yeah. No, a tariff is a tax on an imported good, right? Who pays that tax?
Americans. Wait, no, the other country.
You're trolling. Get off the live. So the next person, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. So the next person, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 31.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I did vote for Donald Trump, yes.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for right now?
I wish I could say neither.
You would say neither? Okay. So the next person, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request again if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you? So the next person, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request again if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
They have echo. I'm sorry. You have an echo. I apologize. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Of course.
What state do you live in?
New Jersey.
What time is it?
12.
Wow. So the next person, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Again, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Alrighty. Do give it a second. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 25.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Are you driving?
No, oh no, I'm the passenger.
Could the person driving say hi?
Hola. Hey. Dice que quieres. Hola. No, he's shy.
Okay. So the next person, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria.
I want to stick my heart dick inside you.
Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
What's your birth year?
December 3rd, 2006.
What month?
I said December.
Oh, sorry. I apologize. If you could go back in time, you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you vote for?
I would vote for Donald Trump 100%.
Okay, why so?
Mainly in hopes of getting abortion federally banned.
Okay, well, he wasn't advocating for a federal ban. He wanted to leave it up to the states.
Well, yeah, but in hopes that it would eventually go from the states to being federally banned.
Okay, why do you think abortion should be illegal?
Because it unjustly takes the life of an innocent being.
Okay. Then I'll ask you a question then. If I were to have in a petri dish a zygote, a fertilized egg at conception, and I slap that zygote for TikTok and YouTube content because I'm a zygote killer and I like doing that, should I go to prison?
No, because there's no, it's not implanted. It's not. There's no potential for it to become a being at that point.
Okay, so you don't value it at the point of life. You value it at the point of implantation.
Well, I mean, I actually do have a problem with that. Now that I think about it again, I haven't been asked that before, but
I slap a
definitely
zygote. You
would
think that's murder? I
obviously-
should go to prison?
Well, I think you should definitely be held. I mean, I think that would be a crime if you just go into a clinic and just slap a zygote.
No,
Yeah,
I make
definitely.
my own. I make my own.
I mean, it'd be kind of silly for me to say that should be a problem.
I know, right? So do you think that's murder? And if you don't think it's murder, at what point would it be considerably valuable?
Well, okay. I see what you're saying. I think it would have to be considered valuable once it's definitely, or it meets a certain threshold where it's going to be a living being one day, like a percentage that's high enough where like it's likely more likely than not. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be a living. It already is a living being at conception. So if
I'm sorry, I
conception's
meant
already
like
occurred, is it
a
wrong?
living human person,
Person. What's a person?
like as in like to actually exist and have subjective experiences and stuff like
Okay,
that.
so subjective experience is what you consider valuable. So why don't you value past or present and future subjective experience then? And why is everyone spamming your 17? Did you say
I'm not
in your
17, I
videos
don't
that
know.
you're 17?
No, I'm not 17.
Okay, then why is everyone spamming it?
I mean, you can go check out my videos. There's nothing that says I'm 17.
Okay. All right. Go ahead. You were saying?
I think you asked me why I don't value present, past, and future subjective experiences.
Yeah. If
And
you value future.
I value all of them.
Okay, so then I guess my point would be is why wouldn't your condition just be past or present and future subjective experience rather than just being cellular biological life and future subjective experience? Because I could give you like a hypothetical for that. If there was a sperm cell and a petri and like a what's it called? A sperm cell and a actually you didn't even say you value zygotes. Would you think IVF is wrong?
If IVF,
Yeah, because for each patient, they make multiple zygotes and embryos, and they discard them. Some of them.
no, because it doesn't meet my threshold where it's going to exist as a human person.
And again, so a person would be at the point of sentience, so then you wouldn't value it until 20 through 24 weeks.
No, I don't think you're fully understanding. So do you agree that petri dish has a much less likelihood of becoming a person with subjective experience than, let's say, a fetus
If you
in the
knew
womb?
for certain that it would.
If I knew for certain that it would,
Yes.
then yes, then yes.
Then you'd be murdered to, fucking slap that zygote?
If we knew 100% for certain that would become a human with subjective experience, then yes.
Then it would be wrong for me to slap and kill a single cell organism at conception.
Yes, that is right. Because it's going to be murder.
And I
because
should
it's
go to
gonna be,
prison?
a human, you know?
And I should go to prison for that?
Yeah, you're willingly taking the life of a future human.
Willingly taking the life of a future human. Okay.
Yep.
I have a question. Are you Christian?
I am Christian, yes.
How do you feel about in Numbers where God commands women who have cheated on their husbands and got pregnant by that to get an abortion, to induce a miscarriage intentionally?
Well, I take the Bible with a grain of salt, especially the Old Testament. I don't
Okay.
take it all literally.
So, I mean, what? So then, what is if it's not literal and it's figurative? That still demonstrates that in that context, right? That you should, right, have an abortion. That's the prescription, right? So then, what do you take from it? Saying it's just not literal doesn't take away the meaning from it.
Yeah, you bring up a pretty good point with that. But I don't think Jesus would condone abortions.
Okay, but would he say it should be illegal? That's a different prescription.
I think it should be illegal. I think it's the unjust taking of a human life.
Okay, so again, you claim it should be illegal, but would Jesus claim that?
What'd you say?
Would Jesus claim that it should be illegal?
Yeah, I mean, I think he would. Yeah, it's
Really?
murder
So,
at the end of the day.
okay, so why does he allow for abortions to occur then?
In the Bible, well, that was, well, again, we don't know. We don't know what that was trying to teach.
That was clearly
Only God
telling
does.
people that in that context you should get an abortion.
Can you repeat the verse again? I'm not familiar with it.
Numbers 5. Just look up
Numbers
Numbers
5.
5 abortion.
Okay.
In the meantime, I have a few people I can thank real quick. In the meantime, Heather, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Heather. Can we get some W's for Heather in the comment section right now? Absolutely. Thank you so much, Heather. Anastasia, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you so much, Anastasia. W's for Anastasia in the comment section right now. Lisa, thank you for the $5. Angela, thank you so much for the $30. Thank you so much, Angela. Can we get some W's for Angela in the comment section right now? Thank you so much. W's for Angela in the comment section right now. Deidre, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $10. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. That's true. That's true. I could say that as well. Caitlin, thank you for the $5. Thank you. And Mazakine, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you so much. As well as Lisa with the $100 on Cash App. Can we get some W's for Lisa in the comment section right now for the $100 on Cash App? Thank you so much, Lisa. W's for Lisa in the comments right now. That is absolutely so nice of you. W's for Lisa. Thank you very much. That is incredibly kind of you. W's for Lisa in the comment section right now, as well as Witch. Thank you so much for the $2. Thank you. Mitchell with the $10. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Veronica, thank you for the $10. Lee with the $5. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Claire. I really appreciate the $10 as well. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't think I would interpret that as condoning abortion.
Really? So, do you want me to read off the verse? Because that clearly is saying that you should get an abortion in that context.
Yeah, you can read it off again.
Alrighty. Yeah, so then the Lord said to Moses, "Speak to the Israelites and say to them, if a man's wife goes astray and is unfaithful to him, so that another man has sexual relations with her, and this is hidden from her husband, and her impurity is undetected, since there is no witness against her, and she has not been caught in the act, and if feelings of jealousy come over the husband, and he suspects his wife, and she is impure, or if he is jealous and suspects her even though she is not impure, then he is to take his wife to the priest. He must also take an offering of a tenth of EPHAH of barley flour on her behalf. He must not pour olive oil on it or here, let me go to it. I apologize. I'm reading like the whole fucking aspect of it. I apologize. There's so much just random shit here. Okay, but if you have gone astray while married to your husband and you have made yourself impure by having sexual relations with a man other than your husband, here the priest is to put the woman under this curse. May the Lord cause you to become a curse among your people when he makes your womb miscarry and your abdomen swell. May this water that brings a curse enter your body so that the abdomen swells or your womb miscarries.
Okay, so yes, in today's...
Sorry, I can't speak.
Yeah, no, I get it. It definitely does sound like what we call now today to be an abortion, but I think the lesson it's trying to teach is to not commit adultery. But I wouldn't say that that's condoning abortion.
What?
Just like it's not...
That's literally saying that the Lord told this to Moses to say to do this. To say that this is the moral law.
And I don't know. I just think it was so different back then, and it was. We don't even know if that was happening. It could be didactic fiction just to teach a lesson. The Old Testament.
What lesson is it teaching?
Not to commit adultery. And I think it uses extreme language in order to almost like, I don't want to say fearmonger, but
no,
like, you know what I mean?
It's specifically saying that like in this context, this is what should happen if they commit this sin.
Yeah. And again, I think they use extreme language in order to convey the lesson further, you know, to like really teach it. The Old Testament was proven to be didactic fiction. It's really just to teach lessons. The New Testament is what truly happened. Like Adam and Eve, I don't really think that existed. but-
Again, I'm not saying that you have to believe that this is legitimate or real if that's your prescription of it. I'm just saying that then in this context, it's still a moral law prescription of that time period.
Fair, I'll grant you that. And you think this somehow would
Okay,
should-
and if it was
should-
a moral law prescription of that time period, well, then it would obviously be a prescription from God that should be the case at that time. So how do you feel about that? Because that would be wrong under your worldview. That would be a quote unquote unjust termination of a human life.
Yeah, you got me on that point. Yeah, I don't really know how to respond. I don't see how it changes my view on abortion, but on that specific point, the Bible, you seem to, I mean, you kind of, I can grant you that.
So it
kind
would
of
change
does
your mind about the
condone
Bible,
abortion.
so you'd rather throw away your Christian faith?
Like I said, I don't take everything, especially from the Old Testament, literally.
Okay.
But
Sure.
for the sake of the argument, like, yeah, I'll grant you this one right here. But again, I don't see how it disproves my worldview on abortion.
Well, I'm just saying that, like, in that context, you were saying that some abortions are okay to have occurred, and that it's that, like, you would actually want it to occur in that context, in that time period. Because
I mean,
that's what
if God
wanted,
said it was
because
okay,
God's all
yeah,
good.
I'd be okay with it.
You see what
Yep.
I mean?
So if God said it was how about this? If God came down right now and said that a particular abortion should take place, then I would have no problem with it. That's the context in the Bible. That's what happened. Do you know what I mean? God said it. That doesn't mean that he would condone all abortions today, but right then, to teach a lesson, it was okay to do one time, I guess.
Okay, so in some contexts specifically, it'd be okay for abortions to occur, but not in these contexts, right? So
Only if God says so.
only if God says the abortion is okay. Okay, all right.
Yep.
So how come God can determine that abortions are okay?
Because he's omniscient, all-knowing, all that.
So okay, so would you just say anything he does is good regardless?
Yes, God's ways are not man's ways.
Okay, could I give you like an example?
Oh boy.
Yeah. Can I just give an example?
Yep.
Yeah, okay. So, like, for example, if God commanded the slaughtering of an entire people, men, women, children, and infants, would you say that that would be justified?
In the context of the Old Testament,
Well, I'm just saying, would you say that that would be justified?
in today's world, no. But in the context of the Old Testament, it would not have actually happened, and it was used to teach a lesson.
If
in
it
some way.
literally did occur, would that be justified?
No.
No. So there are certain things that
But God never said
could
that.
do.
He never would.
Okay, so the point I'm saying is that there are certain things like murder that God could do that you would consider like, oh, if he actually did this, then it's not actually a God, right? That's sinful and that's bad, right? That's what you would say?
Yeah. I guess so.
Okay, so I guess why couldn't
No,
you
I mean, no, I have to say no because it's God. We don't know why he does it. We're not to question him.
that doesn't sound very pro-life to say that you're okay with the slaughtering of men, women, children, and infants as so long as God commands it.
Well, we don't, it's God's ways. If God says something, then it must be good. We're not to question it.
But
It's just my worldview, man.
So if God said not to be pro-life, you wouldn't be pro-life?
If God came down right now and told me not to be pro-life, yeah, I wouldn't be pro-life.
If God came down right now and he told you to slaughter infants, would you do it?
Oh, man. No,
Like
I wouldn't. I'm going to be
God
honest. I
commanded
wouldn't.
Saul and his men to slaughter the men, women, children, and infants of Amalek. Okay, but you said he's always good. He always does the good thing. So you wouldn't do that? You wouldn't think that's good? You would think that's the devil?
I wouldn't have the guts to do it, no.
But you would think it's the right thing to do?
If God said so, yeah.
Wow, that's actually crazy, dude. You think that it would
Alright.
be the right thing to do for you to slaughter the infants?
If God came down and said so, yeah.
Why wouldn't you question that they're God? Why wouldn't that be your first
Oh,
determination?
well, you didn't. You said if it was God. You said if
Yeah,
it was God.
essentially the point that I'm saying is that like you wouldn't ever follow a god that would be like that. That wouldn't be what you would want as a god, right? That sounds more like the devil.
I
Like
mean, if you're
an
talking,
evil
I
depiction
mean,
of God.
that does, yeah, murder. It does kind of sound more like the devil, but in the context of the Old Testament, God would say stuff like that. I'm not entirely sure why, but he did.
But I'm just saying, like, given that it literally happened, you wouldn't think that that would be God. That would be evidence to you that that's not God, because it's so morally reprehensible, right?
Unless it was in the Old Testament, then I wouldn't think it was him.
Here, how about we try a different route? Would you be okay with restricting bodily autonomy to save human life?
Yes.
Yeah, you would.
Yes.
Okay, so would you be okay with restricting gun access to save human life?
I would.
Would you be okay with forcing vaccines to save human life?
Yeah, I'm vaccinated. I think vaccines are great.
So you want vaccine mandates and you want to take away all guns?
No, I don't. I didn't say I wanted to take away all guns, but maybe some gun restrictions would be a good idea.
So you have liberal positions on those, and you're just saying that you're also just pro-life. Okay. Well then we'll run this. Do you think it's murder to pull the plug on an individual in your family that's brain dead?
I do not think that it's murder to pull the. No, I don't.
Why not? They're cellularly speaking alive.
Yes, but I guess I would have to hold a conjunct between past, future, present, subjective experience, and the fact that they're human, I guess.
Okay, that's going to be met at 24 weeks. That's actually literally my prescription. Past or present and future subjective experience alongside them being human. You actually totally agreed with my position.
Wait, but doesn't that also prescribe beings? No, I said past. Yeah, future. If it's in the womb, it has the potential for future subjective experience.
Yeah, past or present and future subjective experience means that you have to have both sets of criteria. It's not just a future. Because if it's just a future, well, then you're saying like a sperm on track to meet an egg could be considered valuable because there's just a potential for future subjective experience that could result from that.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Well, then what I meant to say was, if they once had subjective experience, if they currently have it, or if they have the potential to have it, and the fact that they're a living human, then I guess what I meant to say was they either have to have the sentience, they had it, or they are going to have it. Not a combination of them. That's what I meant to say. And the fact that they're a living human organism.
So it's an or. So if they could have it in the future, then you're saying that they're valuable. Again, then the same prescription is true. Right? That for example, the sperm cell that led to your existence. Right? That sperm cell, would you say it was valuable prior to conception because you know for a fact and certainty that it would lead to your existence?
That's where the conjunct comes in, and the fact that it's a living human organism.
Sperm cells are living, and they're of the human species.
A living human organism? They're really classified as a living human organism?
Think about it this way. They're living. Every single living organism has a species. They're of the human species. It's human sperm. So if it's living and it's of the human species, what does that mean?
I don't think I can grant you that sperm is a living human organism.
Then what's the distinction? What's your definition of a living human organism?
Living human organism. I can't think of a definition, but I mean.
So if it's living and it's of the human species, wouldn't you consider it a living human organism?
Wait, sperm's not living. Sperm is not living.
Sperm is living.
No. Can I look that up really quickly?
Go ahead. Nina, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Nina. I really appreciate it. Get some W's for Nina in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. M, thank you for the membership subscription. I really appreciate it, M. Thank you. as well as Sharp. Thank you so much. The $100 on Venmo. Can we get some W's for Sharp in the comment section right now? Thank you for the $100 on Venmo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Sharp. Thank you. W's for Sharp in the comment section right now. Thank you so
W Sharp.
much. That's so kind of you. So kind of you.
All right, Parker,
John,
I'm
thank
back.
you for the $4.20. Thank you. As well as Mara, thank you so much. Really appreciate the dollar. Thank you. And Brad, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah. So okay, I looked it up. Sperm is living. However, it is not a living human organism. So my conjunct holds true.
Okay. So why is it not a living human organism?
Because Google said so.
Okay. Come on. It's living, right? It's of the human species. Do you agree?
No.
It's not? So what species is it of? Is it alien?
It's not a species.
No. So some living organisms do not have a species?
All right. I guess it is of the human species.
Okay, so it is of the human species. So it's living, it's of the human species. Is it an organism?
Like, I need to look this up. I don't know.
Living human organism. I mean, I genuinely...
It's not a living human organism.
Based upon the way that we're using the term, it is. Maybe someone else has a different usage of the term. I'm not familiar with that usage of the term. But the same usage that we're using right here, it sounds like it's...
Here,
living.
I got you. Sperm is
Sounds
not
like it's an
a living
organism because every single...
It only contains half of the genetic material, so it's not a living human organism.
So are you saying that an organism has to have full genetic material? Is that what you're arguing?
Yeah, it's a living human cell. I'll grant you that, but not an organism.
So not a complete organism, but it is an organism.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an organism. So a living human organism is what you considered valuable, not a living or human.
No.
complete
It's not an organism. It's a cell.
Wait, hold up. What is an organism? Can you define that? How are you defining it? I can't hear you when you're out of the app, just letting you know.
Yeah. An organism? I'd say like any living thing that is able to function as an individual.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
That would apply then.
How?
When I look it up, it just says an individual animal, plant, or single-celled life form. Sperms are single-cell like life forms, so it sounds like it's an organism based upon that usage.
I don't see sperm as an organism.
Sure, if you want to dispute that, but it's still living, right? So I
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
living.
I don't think
100%
the
living.
organism aspect is like means that it doesn't meet your criteria. Your criteria was human, living, and then future subjective experience. In that condition, that's met because it's on track to lead to fertilization, and you know for certainty that it's going to be a person in the future. So within the set of condition that exists, right, it is the case that like it meets your set of criteria. That's essentially what I'm trying to say. Even if you were to dispute it's an organism, I still see it meets that set of criteria.
Okay. So what were you gonna say? I honestly forgot what you were
Then
hypothetically.
you consider the sperm cell valuable prior to the point of conception?
like 0.1 seconds before implantation.
Wait, say that
Do I
again?
consider it valuable? I think no, I don't.
You don't consider it valuable. Okay, so then my point would be true is that you don't value cellular life plus future subjective experience within a condition. Okay, screw the organism
well, I
part.
didn't say
You could
cellular
disagree with
life.
me on the
I said-
organism part. That's fine. Like there's no relevance at that point.
Well, then
Your
you're
set of
kind of
condition-
misconstruing me there, no?
What do you
You
mean?
said cellular life. I said living human organisms, and that was my conjunct. The second half of the conjunct was the fact that it's a living human organism, not cellular life. You kind of misconstrued me there.
Okay, so then what's the distinction between the organism, right, being applied and the cellular life in the condition that we're referencing that would be relevant towards its moral value?
Right, the fact that it's not living human organism. Remember, we said it was cellular
You're just
life.
saying that it doesn't have an organism. It doesn't meet the organism criteria. But what about it being an organism versus it not being an organism would change the set of criteria for value for you?
Fuck.
Give a response.
No, I don't.
That's kind of my
tried, bro. I
point.
really
And like,
tried.
regardless, like if you want to say it's an organism or not, I don't care. I think that's a valid point for you to make. For you to be like, I don't think it's an organism. I think that's a valid point. But it doesn't make sense to say that it would have any difference in terms of how you value it. Just its classification as an organism, right? The criteria is the same. It's human life and future subjective experience.
Yeah. For now, there might be a higher capability of an organism that I'm not aware of, but for now, I'll have to concede. And I really enjoyed this debate, man. I think I'm been getting better at debating, and I always enjoy debating people. So I really appreciate you for your time, man. And I'll have to look into my worldview a little more, and maybe even switch if I can't find a way to justify it.
Okay. All right. Appreciate you coming up.
Have a good rest of your night, man.
As well. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Leah, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Leah. Can we get some W's for Leah in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Leah. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. W's for Leah in the comment section. I really appreciate it. Thank you. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, do tap that screen. It'll help get it out to more people. Let's go on to the next person real quick. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up again. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, link tree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah, I have mixed views of him, but
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay, why so? Or what's your birth year, actually?
02/25/2007. February 25th,
Okay,
2007.
if you could go back in time, and you already said that, so why would you support Donald Trump? Sorry.
So, as we all know, the government shut down. This is only reason mostly because of the Biden administration and the lack of.
Somebody messing with the water?
Hold on.
I don't think so.
Oh, they left. Okay, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Alrighty. Let's go on to the next person. Stephanie, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Absolutely, absolutely. It should totally be legal because of situations like that. That's why it's literally so important, especially. Kelly, thank you so much for the $7.77. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Let's go to the next person, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. How do you debate, Parker? On TikTok. You have to go on TikTok and send a guest request that way. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Oh, hello.
Oh, you said hello as soon as I kicked you. I'm sorry. Send a guest request back and I'll try to bring you up. Does anyone remember what that person's name was? Alrighty. Any remember what his name was? Damien? Oh, look. Damien, send a guest request back. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
49.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
I would vote for Donald Trump over anybody else. Either side of the aisle.
Anybody else. Okay, why so?
Because the whole uniparty is corrupt and he's doing his best to dismantle it.
Okay, what is the uniparty and how is Trump outside of the context of the uniparty?
Okay, so Parker, I don't have to teach you what a uniparty is. You know what it is.
Well, I'm asking you what you consider it. I've heard other people's prescriptions. I'm just asking you what yours is.
Okay, well, I mean, it's not hard to see that, 98% of senators and congressmen take money from AIPAC. So that's a problem.
So Trump takes money from AIPAC. So therefore, he's a part of the uniparty.
No. No.
It just doesn't apply in the situation with Trump. Just no.
Parker, it's such a silly thing to say. What I mean by take money is that they live off of that money. Trump does not. He came with his own money.
So then why is Trump taking the
Everybody
money
else
then?
gets rich when they enter the Congress or the presidency or the Senate. They get rich when they get in there. They
They're
don't
using
come
the-
in.
Wait,
rich
I'm
like-
sorry. You
like
know that
Trump.
money's for their campaign, right?
Dude,
You think they're
how
taking
did
that money and
Pelosi
putting
get so
out in
rich?
their in their checking account or something?
How did Pelosi get so rich? How did Mitch McConnell get so rich? Please, Parker, don't be naive.
Okay, we can talk about that, and you can talk about the influence of being Congress members being able to buy stocks. But like Democrats are the ones advocating against that, right? Like a vast amount of
You see,
progressive
but you already
Democrats.
messed up. No,
A
you
vast
already
amount of
messed
progressive
up.
Democrats are
You just
advocating
said
against being
Democrats.
able to. Yes.
Democrats and Republicans are equally responsible for the mess we're in because we've been in this mess for a long time.
I'm saying that there's a greater level of Democrats that are advocating for policies to then ban insider trading. Already banned. I meant ban trading stocks in Congress.
Well, that's very rich coming from Pelosi. Are you kidding me?
Well, I mean, I actually
all her money
like,
on
to
that.
talk about
100% of it.
To talk about Pelosi specifically, there's a run in terms of a primary race where we should support Shoykot, who is actually advocating to ban trading of stocks in Congress, who's a progressive running against Nancy Pelosi, and that's actually someone that I've had a conversation with that I've interviewed on my YouTube, and people should check out because he's actually running against Nancy Pelosi. So I advocate on the left against Nancy Pelosi. Right, especially in terms of
Well,
these
it's good.
particular
Then we got
perspectives
something in
because of
common.
that.
Yeah.
So then why don't you acknowledge that?
No, I didn't know that. You just told me. How can I acknowledge it if I didn't know it?
Okay, now you can.
Okay, I acknowledge it, and I am happy for it. But here's the issue: that person's not going to beat Pelosi.
No, they definitely can.
They're not going to.
Shoykot
And listen,
definitely
I'll
can.
come right back on and be like, dude, this is great news. If they win, if they beat Pelosi, I'll be the first one to applaud it. I would love that to happen. And I would love the same thing to happen with Mitch McConnell and John Thune and the rest of them.
And we can do that, but I'm just saying it's to a greater extent prevalent amongst Democrats that they support banning Congress members from engaging in stock trading. Right, there are a lot of progressive Democrats that are advocating for that. So, please, how about you acknowledge that? And also, you're saying that Donald Trump was not a part of the Uni Party and he was against that, but then he's taking the very money that you just said specifically would be indicating that he's a part of the Uni Party. So, explain to me why you support Donald Trump.
There's a nuanced difference. Well, it's actually not too nuanced. It's that they get rich off of that money, is what I'm saying. He does not.
How do they get rich off the money? It's only used for their campaign. You understand that, right?
Oh, it's only used for. You never heard of the F word?
Fraud, you mean?
Fungibility.
Okay, what's your point with that?
Do you know what fungibility means?
Well, how are you using it?
What is the definition of fungibility?
I don't know. Go ahead, tell me.
Fungibility means that you don't say you want to use money for one purpose. You can say you're going to do that, but then the money goes to another purpose. It's like in Bitcoin and even before that kind of stuff. Fungibility, like you don't have to. You can say what you're using the money for, but you don't have to spend the money on that. That's called fungibility.
So fraud. So something that Trump was.
No, it's not fraud. Relax, bro. It's not fraud. It is absolutely not fraud unless there's some laws against the fungibility. Then that is written into a law that makes it illegal.
Okay.
But
well, I mean, you could say that there's legalized fraud, and I think that's bad, right? You understand? You could acknowledge that, right? So, I mean, I don't understand why the distinction would just be whether or not it's legalized.
Well, what do you mean? I don't understand. What distinction?
Okay. So,
I'm just saying that you can use. Go ahead.
Okay. If you want me to address things, like Donald Trump specifically said that he was going to spend his money on plenty of things in his campaign and then isn't doing that now. Is that going to be meeting your definition? He said he's going to do a certain thing, and then he does something completely opposite from that in terms of his policy. Like, for example, in terms of the funding for Ukraine, he said he wasn't going to fund Ukraine, and now he's going to. to be able to take it back in terms of its entire prior form?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. I agree with you there too. I mean, let's have a party. I don't think we should be.
I want to defend Ukraine, so you don't agree with me. But I'm acknowledging that Donald Trump has changed his position on that.
What I'm saying is, I'd have to go to my computer to really explain this. But what I'm saying is this fungibility, meaning when you say all that money has to go to the campaign. Well, do you really mean to tell me that you've never heard of somebody using campaign funds?
So then what makes you think that Donald Trump isn't pocketing all that money? He's getting rich off of that too.
Right. Okay, I'm glad you said that. Because the money that he gets from campaign contributions is like you pocketing $5 or $10. Comparison, like from your wealth to Donald Trump's wealth. Do you see what I'm saying? The campaign money is nothing. It's like you getting $5 or me getting $10 or me getting $20 or you getting $30.
You don't think Donald Trump would do things to gain millions of dollars?
Like I'm saying, millions and tens of millions of dollars is nothing.
You don't think Donald Trump would do anything to gain tens of millions of dollars? Why is he still in business then?
No. But what I'm saying is
why is he still in business?
The billion. He's got the billions.
So of course. Why is he still in business if it's already so much that he doesn't want anymore?
I didn't say that. I just said whatever he gets from that would be like me or you getting $5 or $10. I'm not reading his mind.
And that's definitely the proportions on that are definitely not the case. But if you want to,
oh yeah, they are.
I mean, we can talk about that, but like again, the point in terms of this, what's your point with it?
You understand that 1,000 thousands is a million, right? And 1,000 millions.
Can you tell me what your point is? Can you tell me what your point is?
My point is everybody else that goes into Washington goes there with not a lot of money and comes out with a lot of money. Except for Trump. That's what I'm saying.
Well, Trump has done that. Half of his net worth is Truth Social. So that's him going to Washington and literally getting a bunch of popularity from going to Washington and then using that to fund, his processes in terms of social media. That is then, half of his net worth. So I don't know what you're talking about.
Dude, you are making such an inadequate argument. Like, just stop.
That Trump has profited off of being president? It's a factual argument.
No, it's not.
I just
told you. It's
you can
$5 or $10.
You can literally look up Donald Trump's net worth.
It's actually
and see that like half of his net worth is Truth Social.
It's actually because he built that. Where did he get the money from?
How did he build it? He built it because of his reputation as president. So
his reputation as president?
Yes.
Really? Do you understand? I don't know where you live. I'm from New Jersey. Okay. I know all about Donald Trump. I grew up with him, okay? Listen, that guy has been famous for longer than me and you have been alive, okay?
Do you understand that
if you want to make the claim
between the level of people who knew who he was back then versus specifically when he's president of the United States? I think there's a huge distinction.
If you want, he was in, his name was in an untold amount of rap songs, hip hop and R&B.
Name three songs that Donald Trump's name was in.
What do you mean? It's a known fact, bro. I'm not playing it.
Name three songs that Donald Trump's name was in. Name three. I can name one for you.
What's that?
Fuck Donald Trump, and now you're looking it up.
Dude,
I like how he's looking it up.
Okay. Country Grammar, very popular song.
Did you seriously had to look at? Of course, if you didn't know off the top of your head, by the way.
Dude, I grew up with hip hop and R&B in New Jersey, bro.
Can we get some
I'm
FDTs
49
in the comment
years old.
section?
Put it together.
Can we get some FDTs in the comment section, please?
What's an FTT?
FDT.
I mean,
Do you know what FDT means? Jojo, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
I mean, even as
Jasmine
late
with
as
the $10. Bianca, thank you for the $2. Thank you.
2011.
Wait, no. So do you know
Kendrick
what,
Lamar,
Hey.
bro.
What does FDT mean?
F Donald Trump.
Okay. Right. Damn right. I agree.
All right? I mean, it's like you guys are silly to try to make the claim that
You said it. You said it, not me. I agree.
Yeah, now you're being imbecilic.
What are you talking about? You said it.
Now you're being a child.
John,
Aren't we having a
thank you so much for the
conversation, or are
$20
you
on
just
YouTube super chat.
losing?
Thank you so much, John. I really appreciate the $20. Thank you. Thank you so
So
much.
you lose the argument, so
That's
you go
horrible.
to
I'm
an
so
immature little boy. That's what you do.
Wait, what did you
Okay.
just say? Christina, thank you for the $10. Thank you. What'd you say? You called me
When
a little
you start
boy?
losing arguments, you turn into an immature little boy.
I'm sorry.
I presume.
I'm sorry. Oh, are your feelings hurt? I'm not being immature. You can't take a joke, dude. You're a snowflake.
Time to flip the work.
You're a
make the
triggered
block
MAGA
bump.
snowflake, and you can't take a joke.
Boys in the hood call me Black Donald Trump. That was Young
What?
Jock. It's going for 2006.
Bro, what, dude? Okay, you were quoting a song.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Again, just because people said Donald Trump in the past doesn't mean that he was like so famous that True Social was gonna make the money that it did. He obviously made that money level.
You know who Nelly is?
He made the money to the
Do
level.
you-
and
do you know who Nelly is?
Let me please finish. That he made the money to the level he did on True Social because he was president of the United States, and that's a fact of reality.
No, it's not. You're just wrong.
Yes, it is.
Do you know who Nelly
I'm sorry.
is?
Do you know how True Social even came to be? True
Do you
Social
know
came
who the
to be because
artist
he was
Nelly is?
True Social came to be because he was banned off of Twitter, so he decided to try and make his own social media platform to counter it. You understand? That's because he was president that got into that position in the first place. So you're just giving an example of how Donald Trump used his political office in order to make money, and you're saying, oh, he didn't actually get richer from his political office, but he did.
No, he got poorer. That's a known
No,
fact.
he
lost money.
half of his net worth is True Social.
He got poorer.
Half
He
of his
lost
net worth is True
contracts
Social.
and stuff.
He used $140 million of taxpayer
They tried
funds
to
on
cancel
golf
him.
trips to his own businesses like Mar-a-Lago.
I mean, it's a known fact that he lost money coming out of his first presidency.
It's a known fact that half of his net worth is from True Social. You say he lost money. That's not true. Look at his net worth.
Yes, it is. His net worth was less when he left.
Half
in
of his net
2020.
worth. What was his net worth when he first became president?
I don't know. Let's look it up. Look it up.
You do
Let's
it.
go,
You do the
bro.
research. You could look it up and tell me. I'll think some people in the
Okay.
meantime.
No, you don't need to talk to anybody else. You can keep me on if you like. It's your
I never
show.
said I need to talk to anyone else. I literally just said I would thank people.
Oh, sorry.
Delaney, thank you for the
You-
$2.
you
Thank you.
Listen, Parker. I'm old and you talk fast.
I apologize. Just let me know then.
It's not your fault. No, that's just the way you talk, and that's fine. So Trump's net worth, you want to know?
Yeah, prior to getting into office, and actually, what percent of that is from True Social? Give it a second. If you're on YouTube, everyone hit that thumbs up. It help get out to more people. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat. We have 860 likes on YouTube. Let's try to get to 2,000 likes, everyone. I'd really, 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 really appreciate it.
Okay. September 9th, 2020. Chris Cillizza, CNN editor at large. Donald Trump is a lot less rich today than when he was elected president.
That's what year was that? That was before
2020.
True Social even. That was before True
2020.
Social. Before True Social even existed.
Whether I lost, Donald Trump said in October 29th that being president is costing him money, lots of it.
So he's a bad businessman that he can't keep his net worth while he's in office?
Well, yeah, because once he signed on as a Republican, for whatever reason, people didn't like that. He got canceled. You know, it was back then. The cancel
got
culture
canceled?
was huge. Yeah, he lost deals and stuff like that because back then you could get canceled.
When he first got in, so in 2014, his net worth was 3.9 billion. His net worth today is $7 billion.
No. What was his net worth at 2020? That's what I said.
Wait, why wouldn't we address now?
Now? Because I told you he's the only one that goes into office and becomes less rich. Everybody goes
He's more
into
rich
office.
now. He's more rich now than what he was when he first ran.
No. I'm asking you. If you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it.
Wait. What's a bigger number? 7 billion or 3.9 billion? What's a bigger number?
What was his net worth in 2020?
Why do you keep bringing up 2020? Why is that relevant to you?
Because he lost the presidency and he was no longer president.
So why don't you talk about now? He's president right now.
Because I'm trying to prove the point on his first term. This term isn't over yet. He can still lose. I'm
No,
talking about
what
the
do you-
term that
dude-
was completed.
Dude, we're talking. Dude, what do you mean? Since he's been president, he's gained money, and you're just not acknowledging it now.
Okay. You're not acknowledging. You won't go ahead and look up his net worth in 2020.
I did. I
because you
literally
know-
did look it up.
What was it?
In 2020, he hit a low of 2.1 billion.
Boom.
He lost money because he lost money.
Boom. Looking
But
for
then
this?
he gained money because he dropped True Social. So he lost money, and then he dropped True Social so he could gain money.
Right, because he was
Right, because he was losing
legally
money, so he
banned
had to make
off of
money off his
X
position in the presidency.
until Elon bought it.
What?
They destroyed his First Amendment rights
That
as
was not
sitting
destroying his
president.
First Amendment rights.
Sitting president.
Twitter is not the federal government.
Twitter, Google, YouTube.
Wait, actually, right here, I have from
they all
Forbes.
said-
I have from Forbes right here. Presidency boosts Trump's net worth by $3 billion in a year. Do you want to look at that Forbes article?
Hasn't been a year yet, bro.
And he's already made so much money. He's profiting off of being president.
Well, why did they just say a year? It hasn't been a year.
From 2024, genius.
Well, he wasn't president. He's only been president since January 20th of this year.
But he's making money off of him being involved as president and being involved in politics.
okay.
Come on, bro.
Listen, you can
his
do
me-
it.
He made
spin it any way
$700
you
million.
want.
He made $700 million off of his meme coin. Are you kidding me? That's fucking $700 million off of a meme coin. That's fucking nuts, dude. That's fucking
good.
crazy.
He's a good businessman. Always has been.
No, don't even say that. He rug pulled a meme coin, and you call him a good businessman? He rug pulled the meme coin.
Which, listen, if you had
he
the
fucked
ability,
over his own base. He fucked you guys over, and you're like, dude, yes, grift them like crazy. Dude, you supported him for being a grifter and making $700 million off a meme coin. Come on.
Parker, if you were able to do it, you'd do it in 2 seconds, and I would support you.
I would not.
And
No,
I would
I'm
support you
serious.
doing it.
I would not make a meme coin and then rug pull people in my
gosh,
audience.
Parker, you are such a good person. You're going to heaven.
I don't believe in heaven. I genuinely wouldn't do that because I think it's wrong.
You are.
I'm sorry.
Such a good
I wouldn't grift my audience and literally say that I'm going to drop a meme. Yep, chat. We're dropping Parker Coin. If you want to invest in Parker Coin, everyone, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, everyone. You won't get anything. It will all go to me. Okay. Invest in Parker
you're
Coin.
such a-
None of it will
you're
go to
such
you.
a
All
good
of it will go
person.
to me. Invest
You
in
are
Parker
going
Coin.
to
Meme
go to
coin. You're gonna get
whatever
rug pulled.
afterlife
Like
makes
what?
you happy,
Come
dude.
on. Why the hell would I do that? Come on, bro.
Dude, you are going to go to the best afterlife ever. That's how good of a person you are.
Wait, are you saying you would rug pull your audience?
Listen to me. Listen to me. You're so
greedy. It's fucked.
easy to sit,
You're actually
it's
fucked,
so-
bro. You're so greedy.
You're so easy to sit on the sidelines like you
Bro,
are.
you would rug pull people
and
with a
figure me
meme
out.
coin. What are you talking
What
about,
did
bro?
what did Teddy Roosevelt say? What's Teddy Roosevelt's most famous line?
I don't know.
You don't listen
Rug
to the
pull
guys.
people with a meme coin? No.
You don't listen to the guys that aren't in the arena. You just don't.
Dude, you're being ridiculous. Come on. Right? It's obviously immoral to rug pull, right? $700 million from a meme coin. Jojo, thank you so much for the $10 for some Parker coin. Oh my gosh.
Parker,
Kristen,
Parker,
thank you
this
so much
is
for the
what
member
you're-
subscription. Thank you. Hey, would you
This-
invest? Wait, I have a question. Would you invest in Parker coin?
I'm so glad you just said that, because this is the problem with your generation. If I invest in Parker Coin and you rug pull me, whose fault is that?
Well, that would be your fault, man. Just because it's you.
Whose
Just
fault?
because it's you. I said just because it's you. It's your fault.
So there you go. Case closed. This is the problem with your generation. You guys got to stop with the.
Wait, hold on.
"Oh,
Can I
he pulled the
acknowledge?
rug. Oh,
Wait, if I
oh, he
understand,
pulled the
listen.
rug on
Hey,
me.
hey, if you lost money because I rug pulled, right? It would also be the fault of the person who rug pulled. You understand that, right? I was only saying it's your fault because I was just joking with you, man. Obviously, it would be the fault of the person who specifically
You're not
literally
joking,
rug
though,
pulled.
because you just said it. It would also be. No, Parker,
I
it
was
would
saying
not
just
be your
with
fault.
you.
It
I
would
said just.
be
I literally
my
said
fault.
just with you.
No, it would be. Listen, it would be my fault and my fault alone, not your fault.
Yeah, just your fault alone, man. Just your fault. No one else's
Right,
fault
because I
except for
bought
the
it.
person who rug pulled, and your fault because it's just you. It's just you. You know, Joseph's fault.
Because it's just my fault because I took my money.
Mary, thank you so
Did
much
you
for
come to
the
me-
$2. Thank you so much for the Parker coin. Thank you so much. Thank you. I
Did
really
you-
appreciate it. So, would you buy
Did
Parker
you-
coin?
Did you come to me
didn't
with a
answer- you didn't
gun
answer the
and
question.
force
Would you-
me, and did you take the
Would you
money
buy
out of my
Par-
pocket?
Would you buy Parker coin?
I already said that. Yes.
Oh, base. Let's go.
Let's go, dude. Now, if you rug pull
Can we
me,
get some
it's my
W's for
fault.
Parker coin in the comment section right now? W's for the Parker coin in the comment section right now.
It's called capitalism, bro. Don't make stupid business decisions, and you
No,
won't get
I'm
burned.
I'm sorry. This is crazy. That you have to acknowledge that him rug pulling his meme coin is fucking crazy, and that's obviously bad. And he's made money off of him being in the position of president. Stop denying it. It is a reality.
Okay, obviously.
It is a reality that Donald Trump has made money off of
Okay.
him being president.
Have you ever gambled in Las Vegas or Atlantic City?
Nope.
Well, if you did and you lost money, are you going to blame them?
Yes.
Why? You
Because,
went there
dude.
on your own free will.
Because, dude, I feel
This
like
is what
it.
you don't get.
Dude, I would blame them just because I want to. What are you talking
I
about?
am the biggest Donald Trump fan, as you are now well aware, and I didn't buy the meme coin because I'm a smart businessman.
Yeah, so are you saying anyone that invested in his business was a dumb businessman?
Well, I guess because he rug pulled them.
Oh, well. So again, that's called being shady. That's called horrible business practice. It's called being immoral. I know that you don't have a concept of being immoral, but that's what it is. And thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much for getting in on the ground floor of Parker Coin. Based. Catherine, thank you so much for the $5 for Parker Coin. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Rich,
But
thank
what
you so
I'm
much for the
saying
$5.
is-
Thank you. For he says it's people's fault for listening to the president. He's acknowledging that he's a fraud.
Dude, immorality.
Yeah, dude. Wait, are you saying they shouldn't have listened to Donald Trump? Are you saying that they should have thought that he was lying?
Immorality is strewn through
Stella,
humanity.
thank you for the $5. Thank you. Are you saying that they should have believed that Donald Trump was lying, and because they did not believe that Donald Trump was lying, that they were an idiot? Because that sounds a hell of a lot like you right
He
now.
lied or not. That's what I'm saying.
Lionel, thank you so
It
much for
does
the
not
$5.
matter
Thank you.
what he said.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. That's what you just acknowledged.
No, I didn't. I just said if some product comes out there and I buy it and I lose money on it, it's not the product's fault. It's my fault. Because I should have done more research, I should have asked more questions, or maybe I should have walked away.
So I definitely think it's the fault of the person who rug pulled. So again, you can sit there and you can be like, oh, he's just a good businessman. He's just a rug puller. And that's honestly just him being a smart grifter. That's not being a good businessman. Do you think I'm a grifter?
No, I think you're working hard.
Okay.
And I think you're doing, what you can here to make as much money as you possibly can, and I support that.
No, the goal here is to change people's minds, is to educate people.
Oh, so you don't make any money?
No, I make money, but the goal is not to make as much money as I possibly can. Do I have merch dropped? Do I sell merch? Do I sell anything other than just like
No,
people
but
like
if you
just provide
did-
access? Catherine, thank you for
But if you
$5.
did,
Thank you.
But if you did, who would hold it against you?
Well, people
is the
would hold
problem
it
with
against
making
me, but
money?
I'm just giving examples of things that I'm doing that clearly aren't showing that I'm trying to get every single dollar I can out of everything. That's all I'm demonstrating. I'm not saying it'd be wrong for me to do that, but it's just evidence that I specifically am not doing everything that I possibly could
I'm not
to make as
saying
much
it's
money as I
wrong.
possibly could.
I'm not saying that's wrong.
Angela,
but are you saying
Angela
the
Nader,
inverse
thank
is
you so much
wrong?
for the 5 membership subscriptions. Thank you. What's up?
I'm not saying that's wrong. It's freedom. It's capitalism. You can.
Yeah, I mean, I
do
didn't
what you want,
drop
but
the Parker
is
watch, the
inverse
Parker
wrong?
sneakers. I didn't drop the Parker meme coin.
No, but would that be wrong?
Yes, dropping a Parker meme coin and then rug pulling it would be wrong.
No. I'm talking about the merch. Would it be wrong for you to make more money than you do now? What you're telling me, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't want to put words in your mouth. You are capable of making more money than you're making now, doing
Yes.
what you're doing here on this screen.
Yes.
Okay. But you're not, because you
Yes.
believe that it would be immoral?
No, because I'm lazy. I don't want to make merch. I don't think it's immoral to make merch. I'm lazy. I don't want to make
okay.
merch.
Okay.
And I'm
All right.
saying I'm saying it would be immoral for the meme coin, but I'm not saying it would be immoral for everything in general.
Okay, fine. Then that's fine. It's your prerogative. That's what's great about America, and that's what's great about capitalism. You can work as hard or as not hard as you want.
Yeah, so but you acknowledge that we still acknowledge fraud. We should still acknowledge fraud, and this is Donald Trump engaging in shady business practices, specifically to rug pull people. That's bad. That's not him being a good businessman. That's him using his position of political power and influence in order to make money off of other people.
Oh, it's so exhausting.
Well, it's exhausting.
I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to take a nap after this. Okay, what? When you say
What's
fraud,
exhausting, bro?
fraud is a crime, correct?
Fraud's not always a crime, and at least my prescription. I think that there could be legalized fraud. Like, before we had laws for fraud being illegal, I think it still occurred. I think there was still fraud.
Well, that goes without. Murder was murder before. I'm sorry.
Before
to
we
say
had
that.
laws to restrict it, yeah.
Right. So that doesn't make sense.
Nope.
I mean, I'm not being mean when I say that. I'm just saying I don't understand.
Your prescription doesn't make sense.
No. What do you mean about there was fraud before there was laws for it? I'm being sincere.
Before there was a law making it illegal to engage in fraud, there was fraud prior to that. That's why we created laws to limit it from happening.
Same thing with homicide.
Yes, I understand. That's why we created laws to restrict it from happening. What's your point?
I don't know. You said it. I said, "Isn't fraud a crime?" And then you went on this tangent about.
Now it is, but it's not. But like there have been prescriptions of crime throughout history that were literally not illegal. So like we still considered it fraud, but it wasn't illegal at that time. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. I don't know what the purpose of that commentary was.
Okay, I know you're a little bit dumb, but it's okay. Rich, thank
Well,
you so
come
much. I
on,
really appreciate the $2. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you for the $25 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Sarah.
Now-
Can we get some W's
now
for Sarah
you
in the
wanna
comment
call
section
me.
right now? Thank you so much. Caitlin, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And Darren,
You're
thank you so
fine.
much. I really appreciate the $1. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Are we supposed to trust the president?
Who's the chick that said, "Go to bed, you're tired"? That's funny. Andy, tell her I said I might have to soon
Woman.
after talking about it.
He said, I don't know why you're saying chick. That's weird.
sensitive.
I mean, you're the
Aw.
sensitive one because I
That's
called out
sensitive.
Trump.
So sensitive. So listen. So if what he did was fraud, okay. Let me pose the question this way: if what Trump did with the meme coin was that fraud in the criminal sense?
No.
Okay. Then what's the problem?
At least to my understanding. I think it should be. I don't think you should be able to do that.
But currently, you're saying it's not a crime.
To my understanding, yeah.
Okay. Then
But
again,
do you admit that it's a scam though? That he scammed his audience?
listen, you just said it yourself.
Wait, do you think
You're
it was a
gonna
scam?
work-
Yes or no? Do you think it was a scam?
I don't know enough about it.
Oh, hold up. No. Do you think him rug pulling a meme coin is a scam?
Again, whether it's a scam or not is immaterial.
Come on, you know that it's a scam, and you just don't want to
It
admit
doesn't
it.
matter.
You voted for a scam artist and grifter. Come on, man.
Right, grifter. Yeah, because he needed the money.
Yes, he literally is a grifter. And also, grifting isn't just for money. You can grift for attention, grift for influence. You just
That's
honestly,
another two things he doesn't need. Are you kidding me?
yeah, he literally wants influence so badly.
Bro, he's the president of the United States. He
Yeah, that's
doesn't
evidence
need.
that he wants influence, by the way.
No, well, you could say that's narcissism. You could say that about every single president
No,
from George
just
Washington.
wanting
on.
influence is not necessarily narcissism, but his wanting of influence probably is interrelated to some
Listen, he
narcissistic
is the
ideals.
president. He doesn't need to try to acquire influence. He's the president. He's already got it. It's like you can't get. It's like
No, he still is trying to acquire influence as president. The president doesn't have the
Dude.
max set of influence. There are things you could do as president to
my
have
God.
more or less influence as president.
Dude, he's got Boardwalk and Park Place, bro. He's done.
No, he's currently trying right now to have more influence, and that's why he literally said he wants to make MAGA 100%. I mean, he wants to make TikTok 100% MAGA, but he couldn't do it. So if he could, he would make make TikTok 100% MAGA. So that's him wanting more influence. By the way, that's an example.
Well, I mean, that's where I disagree with. That's somewhere where I disagree
Is
with
that
him.
him wanting more influence? Yes or no?
Listen, whatever he's doing, if he thinks he's doing it to better the country, then that's as long as it's within the legal limits. What's the problem? I keep asking you, what is the problem?
It's
other than
oftentimes not within the
your
legal
personal
limits. Donald
morality?
Trump has violated the law continually over and over again. He's violated the Constitution continually over and over again.
I know. These are your wonderful, quick-spoken talking points. You're very fast-spoken talking points.
Okay, do you have a response to any of them? You've heard them before. Do you have a response?
Yeah, they're all wrong. They were all trumped up. No pun intended. Every one of them. I know you have a soft spot for Carol, but sorry.
So his argument is just they're wrong. That's it. That you have no actual argument. It's just you're wrong, buddy. So that this is what I call a
Every one of his
trust
charges
me, bro.
were trumped up.
This is what
Trumped
I call
up charges. Yes.
I call it trust me, bro. So what reason do you have to believe that they're quote unquote trumped up charges? That's so cringe.
Okay, I don't know. I mean, where do you want to start? I mean, we could go with Alvin Bragg and Letitia James. They're all being
Wait.
investigated.
By the way, are you using trumped up to mean fake?
That's what it means. How else would I mean it?
So
Oh, 'cause
Trump
is
means
fake. Yay!
Yep. You ran yourself right into that one. You're
That's
right. Let's
awesome,
go.
Marcus. Dude, you are so fast, dude. You're so quick, dude.
Yeah,
I
know,
love
right?
you, bro.
That was perfect.
Man.
It was really good, right?
Why do you wear glasses, by the way?
Blue light.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah, I'm in front of huge studio lights all day.
So that's the thing, man. I'm gonna go to bed now.
Oh,
Unless you want to talk about anything else.
Bedtime?
You want to talk about I don't know. What do you want to talk about?
You never gave me a reason why you support Donald Trump. I mean, I get that you might be at bedtime right now, but
I
you
mean,
never
I don't
gave me
know.
a reason why you support him.
The
You just kinda...
fourth Coke boat is pretty cool.
The what?
Fourth Coke boat is pretty cool.
Oh, well, you can't say that on the live anyway. I got to kick you now, so. Kristen, thank you so much for the $50 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much, Kristen. Can we get some W's for Kristen in the comment section right now? Thank you so much, Kristen. W's for Kristen in the comment section right now. Seriously, thank you so much. Nobel, thank you for the $10. Thank you. I know, Trump is literally such a grifter. It's unbelievable. It is unbelievable. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Again, everyone, we are just looking for some debates, so please, everybody, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We got about 2 hours left on the stream, everyone. If you want to support me as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Okay. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request. Again, if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen, we are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you? Alrighty, let's go into the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 24.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
Okay, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Definitely Donald Trump.
Okay, why so?
Because he had the what's the government called, the people who mint the coins, he had them stop doing the pennies.
You're joking, right?
What do you mean?
You're joking, right? That's not like a reason to support Trump. Come on.
I mean, he made that happen, didn't he?
Okay, let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Maria, thank you so much for the $6.66. Thank you so much. And Kayla, thank you for the $10. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, everybody. It seriously helps push it out to more people. I would really, really, really appreciate it. I think we just got over 1,000 likes. Yes, we just did. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 22,
No, you're not.
nigger.
You're horrible. Don't do that. That's fucking horrible. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, what's up? How old?
So the next person, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
29.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yep.
What's your birth year?
96.
Okay, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Donald Trump.
Okay, why so?
Because he's genuine. He's not like all these other politicians.
Donald Trump is genuine. I mean, he had 30,000 confirmed lies in his first administration or misleading statements. He cheated on every single one of his wives. He lied about the 2020 election result and still said that he won to this day. What makes you think that this guy's genuine? He said that he was going to drop the Epstein files and then didn't release it and clearly didn't care about doing that. He said it was a hoax after he got into office and that anyone who wanted it to be released at that point should not support him and never supported him in the first place. He also said he was going to reduce prices and the Russia-Ukraine war in 24 hours. Obvious lies.
Well, most politicians lie, so...
Okay, so then is he genuine or is he not genuine? You said that he's not like most politicians, and now you're saying he is like most politicians.
Well, he speaks his mind. He doesn't just say whatever other people want him to say.
So can you give me an example of him, quote-unquote, speaking his mind and not saying what other people want him to say?
I don't have any quotes with me right now, no.
Okay. Do you have any examples of Kamala Harris not speaking her mind and just saying what other people want her to say?
Well, she just repeats whatever other Democrats say.
Okay, can you give me an example?
No.
Okay, well then you sound ridiculous. Micah, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $20 on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much. If you can't give a single explanation for any of these situations that you believe to be true, then why do you even believe them to be true in the very first place?
I don't really have an answer for that.
Okay. So why don't you rethink that?
And what don't you like about Donald Trump?
Held civilly liable of sexual abuse, bragged about walking in the changing rooms of naked women without their consent while they were changing. When there was an 18-year-old that came out and said there were 4 girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms who Donald Trump would barge in. He said he would date a 10-year-old girl in 10 years. He called his daughter voluptuous, which means curvy and sexually attractive. Said he had yeah to Howard Stern calling his daughter a piece of ass. Said he had sex in common with his daughter when she said real estate and golf, and said yeah to and said that he would be dating his own daughter if it wasn't his daughter. I think those are pretty good reasons to not support the guy.
These are confirmed. I've never heard any of these.
Yep, all confirmed. I can play the audio. Would you like me to play them?
Sure.
Okay.
Now, I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show. Yes. And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
like
everything is good. You're there. Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Thank you, everyone. Like on The View in 2006.
I said that if Ivanka weren't my daughter, perhaps I'd be dating her.
Stop it! Oh, it's so weird. And then again in 2006.
By the way, your daughter, she's beautiful. Can I say this? A piece of ass. Yeah. She looks more voluptuous than ever.
She's actually always been very voluptuous. She's tall. She's almost 6 feet tall.
In May, Ivanka.
Always is crazy, by the way. How do you feel about those? You want me to keep going?
Yeah, it does sound a little crazy, not gonna lie.
So, do you still support the guy?
I don't support everything about him, but I don't know. I kind of agree with some of the things that he says.
So what do you agree with that gets you to overlook him literally sexualizing his daughter, young girls, perving on naked women while they're changing in changing rooms without their consent when there were literally minors present?
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah, so why do you still support him then?
Well, he doesn't get us into wars, I guess is good.
Are you kidding? Can you give me an example of Democrats getting us into a war that Trump wouldn't have got us into?
Well, he pulled us out of Afghanistan.
Trump? Is that it? Is that all you got?
Yeah.
Democrats would have done that as well, by the way. What about him bombing Iran? Oh, he left. Alrighty, let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen on TikTok. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat and the pinned comment on my YouTube. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
What's your birth year?
Not October, 2006.
Is there a way you can go to a place with less background noise? Because there might be copyright.
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Yeah, and so, and if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why so?
Because businessman, and yes, I've heard all the other things. I've been sitting here for over 2 hours, and I've done a little bit of research. I've lost it sadly because I cannot close my phone. But mainly economy is what I like about him.
Okay, what economic policies?
Economic. He is. Yes, tariffs are a bad thing. Yes, but the tariffs is also used to also. Well, we're trying to get money back mainly to get rid of the debt. Is what mainly he's been doing.
Okay, so Trump signed off on more debt-related spending in his first administration by $4 trillion, and his campaign plans for his next administration, even including the tariff revenue, would do $4 trillion more comparative to the Harris administration.
The Harrison?
Compared to the Harris administration.
Hey, hold on. Harrison or... Sorry, my brain's just scrambled a little bit. Some stuff's happened.
Harris administration? Kamala Harris?
Oh, Kamala. Okay, I thought we were going like 2016. My bad. My bad. Again, like I said, my brain is scrambled. Okay, I'm sorry, Parker. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I am sorry. My brain's all scrambled.
Okay, so then why do you support Trump? Because the economic, you said tariffs were bad.
Economic, and I know this is going to get sensitive to a lot of people here.
Wait, hold up. What's his economic views that you support? What are his economic views you support?
Tariffing so then we can get better
You just said
deals.
the tariffs were
because-
bad.
Yes, they can be bad. And yes, they can be good, but it's bad for everyone.
So if it's bad for everyone, you don't want it, right?
Yes, but it
So then-
depends on who we're tariffing.
Okay, who could we tariff that it would be good?
Tariff, mainly India because we rely on them for medical stuff. China.
Why would you want to tariff people that you rely on medical supplies from? Wouldn't that cause medical supplies to go up in prices?
Again, like I said, I'm scrambled.
Okay. Is there anything you're not scrambled on?
The abortion banning thing that's been going on for a while.
You want to ban abortion?
No, I do not.
Okay, so then you disagree with Donald Trump. So is there anything you agree with Donald Trump on that you're not scrambled on that we'd be able to have a dialogue about?
Other conflicts? I mean,
such as?
Let's see. I mean, the Ukraine war, and I don't really care about that much. Those two are fighting for land. Well, everyone's fighting for land.
So
But
why do you agree with Donald Trump's position on Ukraine?
On Ukraine? Because they are a corrupt country. Yes, they are corrupt. But
So then why does Trump want to fund them and get them back the land that they lost from Russia?
because it's been Ukrainian lands for years and years.
Okay, but I thought they were corrupt.
Everyone's corrupt if you really think about it, though.
Oh, okay.
So Trump.
So then, like, what did you like about his position?
His position? Not gonna lie, you're really good at this. I thought I would have a stand a little bit of a chance, but nah, I've lost this.
All right.
I've really lost
You
this.
should change your mind.
All right, see ya, Parker.
Okay. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen.
Yo, what's up?
Yo, what's up? How old are you? How old are you?
18.
What's your birth year?
Hello? 2007.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
What's your birth year?
2007?
What month?
March 3rd.
Okay, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Oh, that's no question. Trump.
Why so?
Mostly because of Diesel. That's one.
What about Diesel?
Also abortion. Huh?
What about Diesel?
What do you mean? Like, it's cheaper.
Actually, gas is cheaper since Trump got not cheaper, more expensive since Trump got in office.
Yeah, I know, it's cheaper.
No, it's more expensive.
No, it's definitely cheaper.
It's more expensive.
All right, well, I don't think that's true, but next
You
topic,
can find
let's
that from the
talk
Energy
about
Information
abortion.
Administration.
What'd you say?
You can find that from the Energy Information Administration. They indicate you're wrong, bud.
Well, where I live, it's actually cheaper, but let's just say where you live, I guess, is more expensive.
No, on average.
That's
in
just
the
bad
country.
RNG.
On
but
average in the country.
on average, debatable. Let's talk about abortion.
Go ahead.
What does fetus mean in Latin?
Okay, they're definitely trolling. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Parker. 18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I do.
What's your birth year?
2006.
What month?
March.
Be 19. So the next person, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Yo, what's up? How old are you? So the next person, only send a guest request again if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
23.
Do you support Donald Trump?
I, in fact, do.
What's your birth year?
2001.
What month?
November.
Okay, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
I'd have to say Donald Trump.
Okay, why so?
Well, I feel like Donald Trump has opened the door to a lot of unsolicited and sad views of American society. And I feel like that is exactly what we need to move forward. And I feel like we got to have these type of conversations. You got to see these type of people so you know what type of evil is out there. But
so would you support Hitler for the position for president because it would show people hate?
Parker, I think Hitler is a pretty extreme view.
Yeah,
Extreme.
And so is Trump, right?
No, Trump he's definitely extreme. He's definitely extreme.
I'm not saying Trump is Hitler, but I'm saying that there's some standard or threshold that you apply, and that whenever there's an excessive degree of someone that is like so bad, you won't support them. And I would say that that's met with Donald Trump. He was held civilly liable for sexual abuse. He incited a violent insurrection at the Capitol. He's calling media organizations illegal. He called for the termination of all rules, regulations, and articles, even those found in the Constitution.
Right. Okay, so let's go back to the Kamala Harris thing, right? Because yes, Trump is a convicted felon, but the sad reality is that we did elect him. So we do have to.
Sad.
We do have to.
If you think that's a sad reality, well, then you don't agree with Donald Trump.
I agree with some of the things that he says, but not entirely everything.
If you could go back,
he was a better candidate, better than Kamala Harris. Of
Okay,
course,
then why so?
of course. Okay, what policies did she speak upon?
No, can you tell me why he was a better candidate?
Well, I feel like he was more prepared for the job at that point in time.
Okay, why?
He actually had an entire campaign. Previously, he had a whole presidency. Kamala Harris, she was. Well, I'm gonna say how I want to say it, but she was.
No, you'll respect her, or I'll go on to the next person.
She was thrown in at the last minute, so it was very hard to get a view on her views and her policies in that short amount of time, and a lot of Americans didn't feel comfortable with that.
Okay, and so why do you think that Donald Trump's policies are better?
Well, I feel like for the political climate right now of the world, it's needed, especially with the arrival of BRICS. The world power is definitely changing. America isn't not viewed as economics, like economically
What economic
speaking.
policies of Trump's do you support?
I support the tariffs, believe it or not.
What is a tariff?
A tariff is like a situation to where Americans can gain, basically.
No, what is a tariff?
Not immediately, but in the long term,
What
it'll
is a
benefit
tariff?
our economy later on.
What is a tariff?
It's just a reform.
What type of reform? How does it operate?
It's a reform to benefit the American people.
And what is the reform?
Economically speaking, for economy.
Yeah.
So I don't understand how that hurts Americans.
No, what is a tariff?
As I told you, it's a form.
It's a form. Really?
Mhm.
So a tariff is a tax on imported goods, and it's passed down to the consumer from the American importer that's buying the product from a country overseas. Okay.
Right. So tell me how that hurts Americans in the long term. Because what I feel like
It
his
imposes
gang
higher
is-
costs for consumers, which disproportionately lower disproportionately negatively impact lower and middle income individuals because they spend a greater proportion of their income on consumer goods.
Which is very true. And a lot of previous American presidents have also enacted bills and things of that nature that hurt the economy probably at the current time. But, like we have to give him his due diligence and this tariff bill, his due diligence to see what it really does long term. It could turn out super shitty, and I'll come back and I'll tell you. Like it was
we know economists have
horrendous.
indicated that it's already negatively impacting us right now, and that they were going to be harmful in the first place. So, economists have already indicated to you that they're going to be bad, and they're already having a negative impact right now.
Right. My cousin is a recent college graduate. He can't find a job. So, I know, the economy right now is very sad. I'm not gonna. Well, some of the things that Trump is trying to do. It's also Democrats on the other side that don't want to find any middle ground. So,
like who?
AOC.
AOC wants to find middle ground.
Okay.
She's actively talked about finding middle ground recently, if you've listened to her at all. And
I
she
have.
wants to find middle ground on, providing healthcare for people and not, literally cutting people off of healthcare and, increasing their health insurance premiums.
Right. Some of the things that Trump has done. I'm not saying he's a saint, but the tariffs, my whole thing about it, I believe that it's going to bring more American jobs back in the next couple of years, because that tax to these foreign countries, they have two choices, either to go along with what we're doing, or they can ignore us and then we look like dumbasses. But I feel like the American dollar is pretty powerful. So the majority of countries are going to end up having to conform.
It'll make our dollar less powerful. And then in terms of bringing back jobs, how's that doing? The jobs report was so bad that Trump fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics because they said that the information coming from the Bureau of Labor Statistics was politically biased information.
You said it was what? You got cut off right there at the end.
Trump fired the head of the Bureau of Labor Statistics because he said that it was politically biased information. And then he hired someone new, and they indicated even less jobs for the next month.
Okay, how long has that person been in term, though?
The new one?
How long? Yeah, how long has he been sitting, Parker?
Since he got cut out. It was a few months ago when Trump cut them out.
Okay, so it's very hard to judge somebody on a couple months.
What? I mean,
what policies?
I'm just saying that that's.
So what do you think he should have
I'm
done?
not judging the person who is the BLS person in office. I'm just saying that indicates that it was valid data from Trump's perspective.
Okay. Well, again, if we had to go back to Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, Kamala, if we had to go back to her and him, I think we made the right choice.
Again, but you have no reason. You've provided no argument for it, and I've actually shown you how we're worse off now because of Trump.
I definitely did. I just told you that the other candidate, she wasn't qualified at the time.
Okay, why not?
Well, people from her party came out and said that they didn't prepare her correctly in time.
No. What makes you think she wasn't qualified?
Because she was thrown in there last second. Now, if she had,
that doesn't mean that she isn't qualified. What are you talking about? Just because she's 107 days to run does not mean she was not qualified.
It definitely does.
So can you tell me what are qualifications to be president? Could you give me an example?
Yeah, I'd say having an agenda, an approved agenda, and having methods.
What was Donald Trump's plan for healthcare?
It was a pretty shitty plan, man.
It was concepts of a plan, so he didn't have a plan. So he used just random phrases. He didn't actually have a plan for things. She had a plan. You could have read her plan.
Yeah, but I do think that her being elected as president would have incited more violence, too.
There's no evidence for that.
Yes, there is.
Actually, Trump has incited more violence because he literally
Of course he is.
Donald Trump pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers on January 6th. That's inciting violence. He called them patriots. That's inciting violence.
Okay. All right. Can you acknowledge this at least, right? That America has two sides right now. an extremist left and an extremist right?
There's a lot more complexity, but there are extremist right individuals and extremist left individuals, sure, but they aren't comparable.
I'd have to disagree with that.
The right is responsible for significantly greater levels of domestic terrorism. People on the left literally want to provide adequate living standards for people. People on the right are incredibly hateful and bigoted. We're talking about the alt-right, right-wing extremists. They're literally bigoted. They don't believe in human rights for people, right?
Right.
Just based upon like their skin color, based upon their religion,
Yeah,
etc.
I've experienced.
Whereas like specifically people on the left literally just want to provide adequate conditions for people to live. Now, do I disagree with them on terms of like, you know, what is going to lead to the best set of conditions? Yeah, but they have good fucking like intentions in most circumstances.
Yeah, but we were talking about the extremes of both sides. So like I know
And, like,
friends
again, they're
in-
not comparable. The extreme left is not comparable to the extreme right.
Okay, so I've seen some super offsets of Antifa that can become very violent.
Are you Antifa?
I am not a fascist, but I'm saying there's sects
Are you
of,
Are you Antifa?
Yes, I'm anti-fascist,
Okay, just making sure.
but I'm just saying there are.
Why
there-
does
there are
Trump
sects of them.
consider us domestic terrorists? Because he said that Antifa is a terrorist organization. If we're both a part of Antifa, then are we terrorists according to Trump? And why would he consider Antifa a terrorist organization if it's just
I think he did.
anti-fascism?
Yeah, I think he did that to mitigate their influence. That's all I think that was about, just so that your average American wouldn't go down that rabbit hole. Because
I have a question.
there's
Do
this
you
side
think
of Antifa
fascists-
that's.
Do you think fascists would designate anti-fascists as terrorists?
Probably not.
No, you think they wouldn't?
I mean, yeah, they might, but probably not.
They have historically.
Oh, really? I did not know that. But back to my original point. Kamala Harris, right now, we can see the political climate of America. Kamala, we can see the political climate of America. If our first elected female president were to be birthed into this era, into this generation, which is right now, you see all the hate speech on the right. You see all the hate speech on the left. I don't feel as if outside viewing countries would not capitalize upon that and infiltrate us and take us down. Trump, at least to outside
What are you saying?
entities.
What do you mean? You think we're gonna be infiltrated because of Democrats?
No, not Democrats. It just has to do with the fact that society hasn't caught up with like gender ideology.
What
specifically?
What gender ideology?
It's true that like a woman and a man, they can compute and do the same exact thing. There's a very ugly side on the right that is not ready to see that America. Not yet, man. It's not time.
So you're saying that the right would have caused a bunch of violence if it is the case that Kamala Harris won?
Yeah, that's why I believe Donald Trump.
Why
was
is
the
that?
better
So the right is more violent. So earlier you said the left is more violent. The right is more violent.
No, I said
and
they're
you're saying-
both as violent. Somebody from the left literally
you're
just
saying-
killed
then
Charlie
why
Kirk.
would
What
you
are
want?
trying to
Why
say?
would you want to
That's
put the more
crazy.
violent side in office?
Well, for right now, that would have been a safer choice for America, so that it can have sustainability.
No, it wouldn't have. It would definitely. It's definitely worse off now because of Donald Trump being in office. Americans are not as safe now because Donald Trump is in office. That's the reality.
Okay, so when we say Americans, we mean Americans that are born here in this country, right?
Not just people who are born in the country. I believe in any American citizen.
Okay, define an American citizen.
Citizens of America. Like I'm confused what you're asking for. What?
All right. Well, so specifically,
someone
I
who
would
is
talk
in the United States who is granted citizenship.
Okay. All right. Well, I agree with that then. But I'm for American citizens. I agree with that definition. For American citizens, Donald Trump definitely was the individual to bring a little bit more control and stability to America. Now, listen. Wait.
How do you mean more and by control?
Okay,
that's not a
brother.
good thing necessarily. Him limiting freedoms is not a good thing.
Okay, but peep this, Parker, right? conversations like this probably wasn't as apparent. Let's say 2 presidencies ago.
That's because social media exists to a greater extent.
Which I agree, which is true, which is definitely true, and misinformation as well. But I do feel that this ugly wave of hate speech and hate in general for Americans is going to be met with a counter that's beautiful and that both sides can actually see eye to eye. I do feel like we're in the worst of this right now. However,
Because of Trump. Trump has made this country more polarized. He has made this country less likely to unify. Right? That is because of Donald Trump and because of the hate that he advocates for, because of the the violent rioters that he pardoned, because of the people he called patriots who assaulted police officers on January 6th, because of him inciting violent insurrection, because of him being held civilly liable of sexual abuse, because of his hateful rhetoric towards trans people, immigrants, right? And anyone that doesn't fucking meet the criteria of a straight, white, cis man in America who's rich. Literally. He's gone after literally everyone outside of that connotation.
Okay, all right. So if we're gonna say that, we have to look back at what the Democrats were doing previously to Donald Trump, right? So when we look at, let's just say, the LGBTQ movement, right? That's a movement to be proud of, that our generation has been at the forefront of and has pushed significantly. However, I do feel like society has gone a little bit off the rails with in terms of what you can identify as. And I feel like that lessened the legitimacy of that movement. Because you have people dressing, you have people who, yes, I can. You have people who, no matter what you try to tell them, they identify as a cat or they identify as a dog.
No, that doesn't exist, bro. That is not it.
Okay, yes it does. Yes it does.
No,
there are
and
people
also that those are distinct. The gender is used in a different connotation than our terms of what a dog and a cat is. A dog and a cat, right, is not going to be
exactly. I'm saying
and connotation
exactly
and based upon your social commitments, whereas gender is. Similarly, names are based upon social commitments towards a certain literally name, sort of a certain pronunciation of a particular term that we associate with our identity. That's exactly what we see in the context of gender. So we're not referring to gender in the biological sense. We're referring to gender in the social sense.
Okay, right. So all right, I'll give you that one. Okay, what about the average American man who was supporting the LGBTQ movement, but then towards, I'd say, really Biden's term, began to feel like he couldn't find himself within the party. He wasn't being addressed. His political views wasn't being talked upon. He wasn't an issue. It truly was LGBTQ, and it previously was the Black Lives Matter movement, which was complete and utter bullshit.
Neither of them were bullshit. Now, again, those were specifically impacting the policies that we're specifically advocating for, and you understand that there were prescriptions from the Democratic Party that are significantly better in terms of, all of what all those movements are advocating for. Right, comparative to Donald Trump. Donald Trump has actively, turned us the other way.
I'd say that those people opened the door for him to end up slamming the door.
That's just not true.
Who was the leader of the Black Lives Matter? Wait, who was the leader of the Black Lives Matter movement?
I don't think there's just one person that.
Dude, exactly. That whole movement had no agenda. It had no end goal.
Wait. Saying that there's no one specific leader does not mean that there's no agenda. That's a ridiculous statement.
It's hard for people to follow that. It's very hard for people to follow something if there's no agenda, no goal.
Wait, okay.
There is
goals that people have particularly within movements. That does not mean that there has to be a particular one specific leader.
Right, and I can prioritize my own hateful version of your movement, and I can corrupt your movement. That's the issue that ended up happening with Black Lives Matter movement.
So can you be specific with what you're referencing? Because I don't think you're being addressing
for
anything
COVID,
relating to the policies of each candidate or why it ended up that way.
I'm just trying to set the scene for why the political climate is the way it is and why Trump
it's because of Trump. Trump has caused the political climate to be this way.
We're both lying. We're both lying if we're not saying that the LGBTQ movement was a powerful movement, and Black Lives Matter movement as well was a powerful movement.
They are absolutely powerful movements, but they are not the reason why Donald Trump is in the position he is. That's ridiculous to say.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is, because the
There's no good
majority
evidence of that.
Okay, so why are there so many ignorant Americans who are just voting for the right? Because they felt left out. They weren't being addressed anymore.
Wait, I'm sorry. You say ignorant Americans. Why are there so many ignorant Americans? Because we haven't had a culture specifically to inspire people to engage with politics to a degree in which is necessary to uphold our fundamental core ideological values in terms of democracy, rule of law, our court system, our constitution. Donald Trump has actively undermined every single one of those things. So the reason why he's been able to get away with that is because people are uneducated, because he utilizes things like specifically the fact that people just blame the Biden-Harris administration for inflation, specifically to inspire the idea that he has better economic plans when he has literally worse economic plans and is advocating for inflation, right? Donald Trump literally utilizes people's bigotry and hate targeted towards trans people and immigrants, literally to try and win the election as well. That's specifically what Donald Trump was trying to utilize. So that's what Donald Trump is focused on. I'm saying that's not what's best for the country. There's no reason to believe that's best for the country. And I would actively acknowledge that it's polarizing the country to a greater extent, disunifying the country, and making this country a worse place overall. We would be a
so when you
country.
say that,
if Donald Trump never went into political office in the very first place, we would live in a better country today.
I don't know. I felt like these situations and these discussions were eventually going to come to fruition.
These discussions would exist. It might not be, every single person who's currently involved in it. History would happen differently. But the reality of the matter is these types of platforms would exist. And also, free speech has been attacked to a significantly greater extent given Donald Trump being in political office comparative to what it would be given that he was not in political office. So you have to acknowledge that if you care about things like free speech, if you care about, people engaging with each other, a less polarized country, a country that's more unified, then you are against Donald Trump. You are anti-Trump because there is no unification with Donald Trump, right? He is literally the of polarization, of disunification.
I mean, he does make things a lot harder, but he's also saying rhetoric that people are afraid to say, and he's also he's showing you a rhetoric from an entire generation that was okay to say for a long time.
And that's a bad thing, right?
Those people are still alive.
He's promoting those views to exist.
Alive.
He's promoting those views to exist to a greater extent when he's in the position of political office. So if you agree that those things are bad, then you shouldn't support him.
Right, but those are views of people who actually exist in America.
And we want those views to be less prevalent.
Okay, but why?
Because they're bad.
It's kind of ignorant to just say that they're bad.
I already told you. I gave you the prescriptions of why they're bad. They lead to less unification of our country, more polarization. They are hateful and bigoted ideologies, right? Like, I can give you examples as to why they're bad.
Okay. Add me back in because I got to do some research on Kamala Harris.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, let's go to the next person. If you want to support me, as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat, everybody. If you want to support me, as always, pinned comment on my YouTube. Tap that screen on YouTube. Hit that like button. If you're on TikTok, tap that screen as well. Let's go on to the next person. Again, everybody, only send a guest request. Again, if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I had the same question for you. How old are you?
Do you support Donald Trump?
I'm not very politically. I mean, I'm in the middle, I would say, I guess.
So if you could go,
how old are you?
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Go back in time? How far? What do you mean?
To the election, and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Who would you vote for?
Okay, so I'm amazed that I actually got chosen on this one, but actually I want to go back just a second if I may.
Nope. You,
You said
question?
You said that the world would be safer.
Okay. All right. We're going to go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. If you don't answer my questions, I will kick you. That is incredibly disrespectful. Yotap, how old are you?
18.
All right. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. What do you mean DNA evidence for falsification of business records? There's also specifically Stormy Daniels talking about how they fucking...
I think your cases are mixed up.
Nope, I was talking about the felonies.
Felonies. Oh, for Trump?
Yeah. He falsified business records in order to hide the hush money payments, so it wouldn't affect his election prospects.
I would say he didn't do that.
Well, again, the jury indicated that he did do it. Why did he sign the document then that they indicated in court that he signed?
I think he signed it so that it wouldn't interfere too much with the election. Just because, I mean, think about it. If you were running for president,
you just proved that he did.
No, okay, I see where you're gonna turn it.
The felony.
I see how you're gonna turn it.
You literally
But
just
think about it. If you're gonna run for president and something like this, I mean, you get dragged into a case like that, even guilty or not, you're probably gonna sign something like that just because of the situation you're in for running for president.
No, I wouldn't falsify business records or break the law and commit felony.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about him just...
Wait, so then Trump doesn't have to follow the law, but undocumented immigrants do?
Trump follows the law.
So Trump does not follow the law, no.
Are you talking about? Are you okay? I don't understand. Are you mixing? Are you mixing up? Are you mixing up cases?
The Fifth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. No, I'm not.
I think you're mixing up cases. Are you talking about the essay and rape case? Or are you talking about the...
I was talking about the felonies case. We can talk about the essay and rape case if you'd like to.
Okay, because I thought that's why I said DNA evidence. I thought you were talking about the other case.
Okay. Well, we were talking about the felonies the whole time. So it seems like you were the one mistaking the cases.
Okay. But even if I mistake... Okay, so going back to the felony case then.
Okay.
I would say he got dragged into it, and that there was really nothing he could do about it. I would say it was just another hurdle.
So he did do it.
No, he didn't do it.
Okay. So you don't accept criminal cases against Donald Trump?
It's not that I don't. I accept criminal cases against anyone. No one's above the law.
So then you accept the criminal cases against Donald Trump?
I accept it as a criminal case. I don't think he did it.
Okay, so what do you mean by you accept the criminal case? What the fuck does that mean? If
I accept the case itself. I accept the case
the determination from the criminal court.
No.
Okay, so you don't accept the determinations from criminal courts. Okay, so if that doesn't
mean that my opinion applies to all criminal courts. Just that specific decision.
Well, then what about that specific decision means that you don't accept it? Is it just that he's Trump?
No, it's not that he's Trump.
Then what is it?
I mean, it could be any other person. It depends on the actual evidence presented. I don't think there was enough evidence presented.
Okay, name one piece of evidence in the case that you dispute.
What?
Name one piece of evidence in the case that you dispute.
I genuinely think there wasn't enough evidence. That's my point.
Can you tell me one piece of evidence in the case that you dispute? Because there was evidence submitted to the court. So tell me one piece of evidence in the case
I don't know the case that well. That's why I was trying to ask you about it. I don't know the case that well.
So if you don't know the case that well,
my point.
If you don't know any of the evidence in the case that you dispute, how do you know that there's enough evidence or that there's not enough evidence in the case?
My point is that there wasn't enough evidence at all to even I don't think there was enough evidence to even
was.
taken to court.
You don't even know what the
I don't
evidence
think
was.
there
So how could you make that determination?
Yeah, because there was none. There was none. He did nothing.
There was evidence. You
none.
want to bet? You want to bet? I bet you that there was evidence submitted to the court. How much?
I
do
know
you
there was
put on
evidence
that?
submitted. I don't know
Okay,
exactly.
So then, what piece of evidence do you dispute?
I disputed the decision of the court. Not.
So you don't dispute any of the evidence. You just dispute the decision.
What? Yes, I dispute.
So you don't
the
dispute
decision.
any of the evidence. Then why are you saying that there's not enough evidence?
I'm just talking about the decision of the court, not the evidence. I know there was evidence submitted. I know that they. I mean, they took him to court, but
you just
I'm
said that there
saying
wasn't enough evidence.
for the decision that they made, no, there wasn't.
Okay, well, then what evidence would they have needed instead?
He did. There was not enough.
What evidence
to give
did they
him a guilty
have?
charge.
Wait. What evidence did they have that they didn't have enough of? Like, tell me what they would have needed instead.
I don't know the case that well. I'm just saying
So
that
if you don't know about the case, then how do you know the case needs? So if you don't know about the case, how do you know that they need more evidence?
Just because. Okay, I'll give you that. I'll research the case, but I would still say that Trump is innocent.
Okay, you so you're saying he's innocent, but you're not even looking into the case. You said that it was false, right? Specifically, and that you don't agree with the determination. You said they didn't have enough evidence, but you had not even looked at the evidence yet. So you have already made a determination before you looked into the case. That's called confirmation bias.
I disagree.
Okay, what is confirmation bias?
You wanted me to define that?
Yeah.
I would say that when you're not defining either all information or parts of information, and then you just have a bias for something or against something.
Okay, so confirmation bias would be that you conclude something about something occurring prior to even looking at the evidence. Right? And you're trying to then fulfill that confirmation bias by looking for sources that fill that conclusion that you've already made. So that's what you were doing. You are following it blindly, and you're saying that he's not guilty no matter what without even looking into the evidence. If you don't know anything about a case, and it's a criminal case, would you accept it or not accept it?
I would accept it as a case, yeah.
Okay, then you should accept the one against Donald Trump.
I didn't say I didn't accept it as a case. I said I didn't accept the verdict.
Okay, so would you accept the verdict of a criminal case in typical, given that you don't know anything about the case?
Typically, but I don't think there was enough.
Accept the one against Donald Trump, given that you didn't even know anything about the case.
Generally, I would accept it, but
Okay, so
I don't
you
think...
you do accept the conclusion.
I think... What?
Do you accept the verdict?
No, I don't accept the verdict.
So I'm saying, would you typically accept the verdict of a criminal case that you don't know anything about?
No. Okay.
No,
Yeah,
you wouldn't?
No, I wouldn't.
So you don't typically accept criminal cases when you don't know anything about the case. Okay. So then I have a question then. Why do you think that, do you think most undocumented immigrants are guilty?
Of being in the country illegally, yeah.
Well, how do you know that because you don't accept the criminal case? You don't accept the determination without knowing anything about it.
I think you're stretching here.
You don't know anything about...
You're stretching.
No.
You're stretching.
You don't know anything about any of those individual cases.
The individual cases of the...
You're saying that you need to look into the individual case before you make a determination. Well, then, since you have not looked into any of those individual cases, how can you claim that they're in the country undocumented, given that you haven't looked into their individual case?
I would say that all immigrants that are either taken into custody or go to court are all undocumented and are proved to be undocumented.
Oh, and what are they proved to be undocumented by? By our court processes, right? So if our court processes do that, well, then you accept the court processes like determinations in typical, correct?
I do.
Without
I would
looking into it.
Okay, I know you're gonna.
So then why don't you accept it against Donald Trump?
Okay. I'm not saying I don't accept the process or the way the court works. I'm saying
the
that
conviction.
the conviction, the whatever. I'm just saying that I don't think that Trump did it, but
Yeah, so it sounds like you're like gonna say that no matter what.
no, I wouldn't say that no matter what.
Okay, you should tell me one thing I could do to convince you.
I think if you actually looked up a piece of evidence to prove that Donald Trump was guilty in that case, then I would.
So if you did, okay, so you should do your own research about the case because you don't accept it. How about you?
Yeah,
do your own
exactly.
research?
I said that. I said that I didn't know all about the case. So
Okay,
yes,
then
I would
now
change
you're
my
making
mind.
the claim. Now you're making the claim that you need to individually look at the case in order to make a determination about that case. So then, for undocumented immigrants in general, you can't make a determination that they're guilty unless you look into their
I
individual
will say
cases.
that I will say that I've put more research into undocumented immigrants than
Not
Trump's
into their
case.
individual cases. You need to look into their individual cases before you can make a determination. Correct?
I mean, I've seen a couple, but not. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't look at their individual cases. So then, why are you making a claim about whether or not they're guilty, given that you haven't looked at their individual cases? Because you said you can't make a determination about Trump's case until you look at the individual case. Because you can't make determinations about it in general or in broad.
I think you're stretching. I think multiple cases involving undocumented immigrants are completely factual and true, in that they
Without looking into the individual case.
I've looked into.
So then, why do you need to look into the individual case with Donald Trump?
I mean, I would look into all cases. I don't understand what you're saying.
So you can't.
I'm not making a bias. I'm not making a bias by saying I wouldn't.
Do you think I'm a U.S. citizen?
Do I think you're a U.S. citizen?
Yeah.
I'm not going to make a judgment off your looks if that's what you're asking.
No. Do you think that I'm a U.S. citizen?
I don't know. Do you have your papers?
You don't know? You don't know if I'm a U.S. citizen?
I'm not gonna. That would be racist of me to say. Oh, you don't.
No,
look
it's
like
not based upon the way that I look. It's based upon the things that I've said. I've said that I'm a U.S. citizen. Yes. I've indicated based upon.
I mean,
I don't need to show you my papers for you to believe that I'm in the country legally.
But if you make a statement to say that you're a U.S. citizen, yes, I would believe that you're a U.S. citizen.
Okay, so then you just believe claims, right? Right, and so you're
I believe a claim until I'm proven otherwise.
Oh, okay. So there's a claim that Donald Trump specifically is guilty of falsification of business records in the first degree, which is a Class C felony in the state of New York. So you're going to believe that until proven otherwise, right?
Yeah, I would believe it, but there wasn't enough evidence.
Oh, he believes it. He believes it now. Okay, so you do.
I would
that
believe
Donald
the
Trump,
case itself.
So do you agree that Donald Trump is a convicted felon?
No.
A convicted criminal.
I mean, I would say that he's convicted by the courts. I don't think he did it, though.
Again, you have no reason to believe that. Literally none.
There's not enough evidence to prove it.
There is. You just haven't even looked at the
Plain and
evidence.
simple.
You haven't even looked at the evidence. How could you even?
But they haven't released anything for the most part. I haven't done any.
We're talking about the felonies. You're mistaking your cases, dude.
Regarding the felonies, okay, he signed it.
What was the felonies for? What were the felonies for? What was the violation of the law?
He was didn't he sign stuff to I forgot exactly the wording you used earlier, but he was
I've said it multiple times in this conversation, man.
I don't remember the exact. No.
Okay, so you don't even know what the charge was, and yet you're saying he's not guilty of it?
I don't remember the exact wording of the charge. I
He's
know
not guilty of the charge, but I don't even know what the fuck the charge is. Come on, dude. Come on. You gotta realize how ridiculous that is.
I don't remember the exact wording of the charge, but I know the charge.
34 felonies for falsification of business records of the first degree, which is a Class C felony in the state of New York because of his predicate crime.
He didn't falsify any.
Yes, he did.
Any document. No, he did not.
Yes, he did.
And because
I'm
because
sorry. You didn't even know that that's what he did prior. Come on, bro.
I knew that's what he did. But
The confirmation bias is very strong with this one.
I knew that's what he did. I'm saying that, or I knew that's what the case is about. But I forgot exactly how you worded it earlier.
Yeah, very strong with this one. The confirmation bias, the cognitive dissonance, very strong with this one. I tell you that.
I mean, give me the evidence that he did it.
The literal criminal case that determines it. I'm sorry. How about you look into it and do some research? Susan, thank you for the $2. Thank you. Libby, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. Ad, thank you so much for the $2. Noel, thank you for the $2. Grateful with the $7. Thank you so much. I will right now. Valentine, thank you so much for the $5. Oh, I'm so sorry. I really hope that you find some comfort here. I'm so sorry to hear that, Valentine. Sandra, thank you so much for the $50 on YouTube Super Chat. Can we get some W's for Sandra in the comment section right now? Or Sandra, thank you so much. Really appreciate the $50. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Can we get some W's for Sandra in the comment section right now? Thank you so much for the kind words. I really appreciate it. Thank you. W's right now for Sandra in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. W's for Sandra. As well as Lisa, thank you so much for the $50 on PayPal. Thank you so much, Lisa. I really appreciate the kind words. W's for Lisa in the comment section as well. W's for Sandra and Lisa. Thank you so much. That is so kind of you. Thank you. W's for Lisa. I really appreciate it. As well as Allison, thank you so much for the $5. And Jaden, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Jaden. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Allison. That's diabolical. That's diabolical, Allison. Okay, go ahead. What were you saying, sir?
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Why do you think that Biden was a better president than Trump? Previous term, not his term right now.
James, thank you for the $5. Vincent, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Because Donald Trump's tax policy disproportionately helps the rich and wealthy at the expense of working class Americans, and Joe Biden's tax policy would be significantly better for working class Americans. Increased domestic manufacturing, right, would have us in a better situation in terms of inflation, would have us in a better situation in terms of the jobs reports numbers, would have us in a better situation in terms of real GDP growth.
Pretty sure the jobs available were lower, wasn't that the case?
The jobs report is indicating less new jobs added to the economy right now comparative to the Biden-Harris administration.
I mean, I would say that during Trump's first term that he created more jobs than Biden's, but
okay. So if you want to talk about the creation of jobs, again, one, under the administration, just jobs that went into place. That's just not true. Trump's economy net lost jobs under his administration. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yep, he net lost jobs. So if you just want to look at what happened under the administration, there was a net loss in jobs.
I mean, would you say that he still did better for the economy, though?
No, he was worse for the economy.
Well, how so?
Because of his tariffs. Increasing the cost of consumer products, decreasing the amount of jobs available, leading to a reduction in the level of domestic manufacturing investment because of the fact that the manufacturing costs have gone up because of materials coming to the country being tariffed. We can point to a million things. I've already told you some of these things.
No, I mean, we talked about the case, and then illegal immigrants, but that's about it.
Okay. Well, what about it do you want to talk about? Go ahead.
I mean, I would say that hypothetically, I mean, even if Trump signed the paper, whatever, and I would still say that he's done better for the country as president right now than Kamala would have.
Kamala, why? And what makes you think that?
I think Kamala's policies for a bunch of things are just horrendous.
Such as?
I think her policies for abortion, the border,
okay, what
just
about the
our
border?
economy.
What about abortion?
Abortion?
Yeah. What about the border?
I think
what
the
about
whole.
abortion?
I think the whole I mean, if she would have gotten elected, Planned Parenthood would still be up. I think.
Planned Parenthood is still a thing.
No, well, it's defunded.
So wait, why do you want it defunded? That reduces people's access to contraceptives.
Because
that's bad. Wouldn't that lead to more abortions?
Are murdering children.
But that leads to more abortions because of reducing access to contraceptives.
How would that? Planned Parenthood's not the only place,
but it's a huge mechanism for people to get access to it.
Why would people need access to it? People shouldn't be murdering
contraceptives.
babies.
I'm sorry, contraceptives. People need access to that because they want to reduce unwanted pregnancy.
No, they don't. That's not true.
You don't want to reduce unwanted. Wait, I'm sorry. What? What do you mean? No, they don't.
I mean, I would
contraceptives.
I am pro-life. I'm pro-life. I think every conceived baby has the right to live.
Do you know what contraception is?
I couldn't define the word, but I've heard of it.
So it's like birth control. Do you know what birth control is?
Yes. Yeah, I know. Okay. Yes, I know what birth control is.
Prior to the context of pregnancy.
I would say that you can get that. You can get contraceptives from a pharmacy. You don't have to go through Planned Parenthood.
Wait, you understand? But that's a mechanism for people to get access to it, though. Right? So it reduces.
It's not necessary. Planned Parenthood is an evil organization. I would say.
Why is it evil?
Because of the thousands of baby parts that they sell, and baby tissue and legs and just parts that they've done for money. I mean,
Can you give me a source for that?
They're evil. What?
Can you give me a source for that?
Yes, there was I don't remember the exact year this took place. I think it was a year or two ago. There was a journalist that went into a Planned Parenthood meeting and was talking to the founder and another doctor.
Can I have like a source?
A source?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hold up.
Alrighty, let's go on. In the meantime, while he tries to find this information, if you want to support me as always, Venmo, Cash App, PayPal, Linktree in the bio, as well as the description of the YouTube, as well as you can support me over YouTube Super Chat.
Oh, freaking
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Man. Hopefully I'm old enough to be your daddy, bitch.
Oh, okay. You're super mad. You're so mad, bro.
Stupid. You say a lot of the same fucking ass shit. You know that? Kamala Harris is a fucking moron, and you still fucking support her? How stupid are you?
Donald Trump said the climate's going to start cooling.
Yeah.
Just doesn't know it yet. Donald Trump said that if...
What, you got a dick in your mouth, bro?
I'm sorry you got MAGA mobile and you're lagging.
Donald Trump's a fucking puppet, bro. Stupid.
Okay, you understand? You got MAGA mobile right now. No, you're lagging. You're clearly mad. Donald Trump said the climate's going to start cooling and science just doesn't know it yet. He said that if Jesus were the vote counter in the context of California, that he would have won. He said that we should look into literally disinfectant by injection to fight COVID-19. He said we should look into nuking hurricanes to get rid of the effects that it has on our population. He said that taking Tylenol during the context of pregnancy causes autism, when there's a study from Sweden that indicates with 2.5 million children, right, that there is no association between Tylenol usage during pregnancy and autism, taking into account genetic factors and siblings. I can point to plenty of the things specifically that Donald Trump says that is ridiculous. But you said in the comment section I'm a panhandler. Are you mad, bro? I can clearly hear you're mad and you're really sensitive and you're in your feelings about, you know, me making money or me being on this live saying things that I agree with because you disagree with them, and it makes you really, really sad. But once you figure out how to unmute your mic, how about you tell me why you think that? You got to figure out how to unmute your mic though. It's the microphone in the bottom right. You're probably screaming into the mic, but you didn't realize you're muted, bro.
Yeah. All right. So look, bro. You said a lot of bullshit while I was muted. This guy's a big guy. So I'm reading all these comments.
You said I'm a panhandler? Why do you think I'm a panhandler?
How much money have you made in the last 3 hours?
$1 trillion.
Answer the question.
Dieter, thank you so much. I really appreciate the
Come on,
$50
man.
on
Be
YouTube
fucking
super
real.
chat. Thank you so much, Dieter. I really appreciate the $50. Thank you. Can we get some W's for Dieter in the comment section right now for the $50? Thank you so much. Marin with the $50 on PayPal. Can we get some W's for Marin and Dieter in the comment section right now? Thank you for the $50 each. Thank you so much. Can we get some W's for Marin in the comment section right now? Victoria, thank you for the $1. Thank you so much. James with the $5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, James. Thank you. He's clearly mad.
Okay, all right. You ready to have a conversation, or are you just gonna keep?
Yeah, well, I mean,
begging
you're
for
clearly
fucking money?
super mad. You think that I'm panhandling for no reason. JC, thank you for the Galaxy.
Bro,
thank you so much.
dude,
Christian, thank you for the $10 to
Do you
piss
know
off
what the
Kyle.
definition
Thank
of
you so
fucking
much.
panhandling
I really
is?
appreciate it. Thank you. Do
Hey,
you want to use the
crackhead.
term? You
Hey,
tell me.
crackhead.
Tell me, what is it?
Hey, crackhead.
Do you know the definition of panhandling is, crackhead?
Yeah, tell me, what's the title? And you can't say that on the live. And you shouldn't say that.
I can say whatever the fuck I want. I got freedom of speech, my nigga.
What the fuck? Get the fuck off my stream. That's fucking crazy.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
so crazy. Phoenix, thank you for the $2. Thank you, Melody. Thank you for the $5. That's so fucking gross. I can't believe that guy just did that. That was fucking disgusting. He's so sensitive. Kellen, is there anything else you want to say? I'm sorry that guy just randomly came up. I apologize.
No,
I saw a
it's
stupid
okay.
comment and I added them up because they said they called me a panhandler in the comments. So.
No, it's all right. No, I if you want to go back to Planned Parenthood, we can.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I would say that the only type of abortion that would be acceptable would be in the case of the mother losing her life. But I would think that unless she medically was in the process of giving birth and needed that, I don't
Can I ask
think
you a question then? Okay, a 10-year-old girl gets assaulted. Do you think she should be able to get access to an abortion legally?
I mean, did she get assaulted or did she get raped? What are you asking?
What?
Was she sexually assaulted or was she raped? Which one are you saying?
I was talking about both of them. I think it's both sexual assault and rape.
Oh, well, you just said assault, so.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty obvious what I was referencing. A 10-year-old girl gets sexually assaulted. Do you think they should be?
Okay.
Do you think that they should be forced to go through the context of a pregnancy?
How old is she? 10?
10 years old.
Yes.
Yeah, so legally should be able to.
Yes.
So do you think any rape victim should be able to get access to an abortion?
No.
Okay. At what age do you think they should be restricted from getting access to an abortion?
I think if a child is young or old enough to get pregnant, I think that she should try to go to term.
Okay. So you said old enough to get pregnant. So a 10-year-old is old enough to get pregnant in plenty of the circumstances. So do you think that they should be forced to go through the context of pregnancy?
Yes. And no, I don't support rape. Whoever said that in the
No, I'm sorry. You said a 10-year-old girl who got sexually assaulted should be forced to go through the context of a pregnancy?
Yes, because that is a human life.
Bro, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. I got to go on to the next person. Let's go on to the next individual. That's fucking nuts. That's a 5th grader, bro. That's a 5th grader. And you're talking about an embryo, right? It's a non-sentient embryo. And that's crazy. Jasmine, thank you so much for the $8. Thank you so much, Jasmine. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Karen, thank you so much for the $25 on Venmo. Thank you so much, Karen. I really appreciate for the $25 for Here's Another Trillion. Thank you so much. Melody, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much. Let's go on to the next person, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello. I'm 21.
What's your birth year?
2004.
What month?
March.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
I would vote for Trump.
Why so?
So first off, I want to talk about the border. I think the border is upholding the rule of law, which you Democrats are calling him a felon in charge, saying that how can a felon run the country, but you're letting people illegally cross this border. That's not upholding the rule of law.
What state do you live in?
I live in Cali.
Oh, really? What time is it?
It's around 7:30ish, just past 7:30, 7:45.
Okay. Can you name 3 cities in California?
Sacramento's the capital. LA, and I'm not that good with geographics.
Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Panhandler, are you really questioning people if they're from a fucking area?
Was that
she
the
says
person
she was.
who was just on? Get the fuck off, dude. I accidentally added up that fucking gross ass motherfucker. Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. Yo, what's up? How old are you? Kyle is still so pissed. He's so pissed. He's clearly so angry. He thinks I'm a panhandler. Every single time someone sends me money, he gets so pissed. He fucking throws his fucking phone across the room. He's like, fuck! No! No! Stop sending Parker money! Ah! He's so triggered. What a little snowflake. What a little snowflake. He's so mad at people sending me money. What a snowflake. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
I'm 24.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
What's your birth year?
2001.
For sure. Let me say thank you to a few people, and then we'll go on to our conversation here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Libby, thank you so much for the $10 for In Spite of Kyle. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Libby. Thank you. Me, thank you for the $4. Thank you so much. Bingo, thank you for the $5. Thank you. Ray, thank you for the $10. Thank you so much. Plant-based, thank you for the $5. Libby with the $20. Thank you so much, Libby. I really appreciate it. Thank you, W's for Libby in the comment section. Phoenix for the $2. Ranger with the $5. Thank you so much. Anna, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much for making him more mad. Kenzie, thank you so much for the $5 for El Kyle. Alana, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $4. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Absolutely. Based. Audrey, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. Yvonne, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you. For making that guy mad. Maura, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $2 for Love Your Glasses. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Ava, thank you for the $10 for the panhandling fund. Thank you so much. Alrighty. So why do you support Donald Trump?
My collar's blue, but my neck is red. Been working.
Let's go to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Asinine, thank you so much for the $10 for Kyle Sucks. Thank you so much. Rodney, thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. I'll try once more. Trump approved birth control pill yesterday. What does MAGA think of that? Literally, though, I did see about that. They probably hate it, but they're like, oh, he's still more pro-life. Like Democrats would have done that anyway. Is essentially going to be the argument that we're going to hear. That's what I would assume. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, I do.
What's your birth year?
June 17, 2011. It's 2007. My brother, no, I'm not joking. My brother's,
yeah, you're good.
11.
You're good. Colin K, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. I really appreciate it to make Kyle cry harder. Thank you so much. And then Nina, thank you for the $20 for the Kyle tax. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm leaning towards like, I part of me feels like they are 18, but then part of me is just like, 7 and 11. I mean, I guess, you could easily mistake them, I guess, but I don't know. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
32.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yeah.
Okay. If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Trump.
Why so?
Just because, I feel like he's actually making some moves. It may not be what everybody's wanting done, but he's actually getting some stuff done.
Like what? Okay, they just left. Stamp, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. To own the Snowflake Republicans. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Dieter, thank you so much for the $20. Absolutely. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Give me some W's for Dieter in the comment section right now. Tonya, thank you so much for the $1. I really appreciate it. Laura, thank you for the $10. Thank you. I think it's just a different currency. Different currency. Thank you so much, though. It tells you based on the difference in color of the donation on YouTube Super Chat. Finish, thank you for the $100 for fuck Kyle. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh, Sandra, thank you so much. Put some W's right now for them in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's so kind of you. Thank you so much. As well as Catherine, thank you so much for the $75 for this one is for Kyle. Kyle's in the comment section right now, so pissed. Kyle is fucking triggered. He's fucking triggered. Thank you so much. Put some W's right now for Catherine in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. Grace with the $10 for the panhandling fund from a bot. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So fucking kind of everyone. Thank you so much. Put some W's for all the gifters in the comment section right now. Thank you. He's so mad from the comment section. Argus, thank you for the $5. Thank you. I actually, I did. I saw that earlier, but I didn't say it on live because I was on Dean's stream. I do appreciate that. Trish, thank you so much. I really appreciate the $5. Thank you. Typically, when I join on other people's streams, I feel bad, like, you know, being like, yo, can I say thank you to people and whatnot in the middle of the stream? Also, I'm like on the phone, so I feel weird, like cutting people off. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
18.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes.
Okay, what's your birth year?
2006.
What month?
November.
Okay, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who'd you vote for?
Trump.
Okay, why so? Yvonne, thank you for the $5 to make him more mad. Thank you.
Back in October, I met Kamala Harris and she stuck her finger up my asshole.
So the next person, Martha, thank you for the $5. Thank you so much, Martha. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates. So the next person, only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. Argus, thank you so much for the $5. Of course, thank you so much. Let's go to the next person here real quick. Only send a guest request again if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Hello?
Yeah, how old are you?
53.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Most definitely.
Is there a way you could turn off the background noise? I don't know if it would possibly be...
yeah, sorry about that. Sorry about
copyright.
that.
Don't worry. So what do you support Donald Trump?
Most definitely. Well, there's several issues, but let's keep it simple and short. Let's go with the border. Border was a mess.
Okay, what about the border?
The border was a mess. It was open, wide open.
Okay.
My dad lives in Chula Vista. I'm from California. I can give you cities after cities if you need that too.
Okay. How do you identify that the border was quote unquote wide open?
Well, with my eyes, Parker. Like I said, my dad lived in Chula Vista. I saw it firsthand. People came straight through. I am of Mexican descent, and unfortunately, embarrassingly, I do have relatives that cartel base, which I don't associate with them. And inside note, footnote, they were just waltzing right in, making gazillions of dollars. Hand to God.
Okay. So so you say with eyes. So like I'm saying, is it like based on border crossings? I'm saying, what is it specifically?
No, it was just an open border, Parker. Just come on through. I mean,
how do you identify that there is an open border? Are you saying no restrictions on the border? Because there were restrictions on the border. It's just not true when you say that.
Who was enforcing the restrictions? Yeah, but who was enforcing the restrictions?
Border Patrol.
Border Patrol wasn't. Border Patrol was not enforcing restrictions. Border Patrol was literally called upon to process people, allegedly, those that they would round up. The West filtered right through. I mean, keep the conversation really, really short, really hard to like detail everything. But that's literally what was happening. Their hands were tied.
So again, Border Patrol was enforcing the law under the Biden-Harris administration. It's just wrong.
What do you mean by enforcing the law? Because enforcing the law means that if you entered illegally, you would get processed and then you go right back. For example, I go to Japan, I've got no visa, no permit to stay in Japan. I can't enter the country. I get booted back. So what's your definition of enforcing the law?
So that did happen under the Biden-Harris administration. So they did deport people.
What did happen, Parker?
They deported people and they sent them back when they came to the country and documented that did happen. Now they did so at a high rate for people who have criminal backgrounds.
Every
outside the context
administration,
of-
every
I'm trying to- I'm
administration
trying to explain
deported
my-
people.
I'm trying to explain right now.
Yeah, but you know what? Come on, the border was wide open. Admit to
wasn't.
the facts. I'm admitting.
wasn't.
Oh, okay. Well,
It wasn't
well,
wide open. That's just not.
That's
not
okay.
reality.
See, that's where this is kind of like, you know, people are giving you $1 and what have you, and you're just wrong. I mean,
How am I
you're just
wrong?
wrong.
How am I
Because you're wrong.
How am I wrong?
Because you're saying people were getting deported. Yeah, every administration that has had
So there
people
was
deported.
enforcement of the border. So
No
if
one
there's
has
some level
not.
of
By the way,
deportation,
Trump
there was
deported people
enforcement of the
too.
border.
Can we agree to that? His last term, he deported people. No problem then. No one said a thing then. Why?
People did say things under the Obama administration, and they did
Oh
protest.
God, come on! Look at the mess that's happening now in comparison. The guy was in office. He didn't do what he did then the way he's doing it now.
Can I please address fully the context of this? So, in terms
Okay.
of this, Donald Trump is undermining due process to a greater extent, and we can look at
How do you
specific-
figure? How do you figure? How do you figure?
He's not putting people in front of a judge to the same extent. So, that is the condition of
Really? Obama did that. Clinton did that.
through expedited.
Really?
Yes.
Okay, well then I can tell you that yes, at that extent, so is Trump.
No,
There are
there's a
people going
distinction
to
in
court
the-
and getting due
in the
process. Did you
of due
realize that?
process.
Can you acknowledge that?
There's the
No,
distinction
there
in the
are
level.
people right now going to court and getting due process. There are people going to court right now and getting due process. They really
Less
are.
people getting due process than under the context of the Biden-Harris administration.
Less
proportionally.
people. Okay, so wait a minute. Did you just admit that there are people getting due process? I heard you. Your turn to answer.
Yes, Trump received due process.
Yeah, two illegal immigrants that had their court dates, right? There
Donald
are some
Trump
people
was
that are
convicted
getting
of
due
a crime
process.
and sentenced. He went through due
Wait, what
process.
happened to the narrative? You just switched the narrative. No, we're talking about illegal people, right? Illegal aliens
People in
that
the
don't
country
have
undocumented.
undocumented.
Yes, there are people.
exactly.
There are people who have been deported using due process.
No,
But
there are
they're
people that are
using it at a
getting due
lesser rate.
process, Parker. There are people that are getting due process right now as we speak. Not everybody's
Yeah, but
getting
at a
sent
lesser
back.
rate.
I hope you do know that.
but at a lesser rate. I don't know why you're not acknowledging that.
Well, yeah, at a lesser rate. Thank you for admitting that, Parker. That is amazing. That's really good of you, though. I can't believe you actually admitted that. That's good. What else you got?
I mean, I acknowledge reality. I don't lie like Donald Trump. So
I think all
you said
politics.
that you said that
all
the border
all
was open.
politicians lie. Let's be
You said that-
honest.
You
Let's
said
be-
the
oh,
border. You
uh-huh.
said the border was open, and I gave you evidence to indicate that the border was not open. Oh, and I just lost my guest access. That's unfortunate. That means I have to go to my second account, everyone. I would recommend to go over to my YouTube, everyone. I'd recommend to go over to my YouTube. I just lost guest access on my TikTok here. I should have just hit a restart. That's my fault, honestly. I should have just hit a restart. Hopefully I can get my account back. I honestly doubt it. Let's see if I can. Okay, I'm gonna go over to my second account, everybody, and we're gonna spend the rest of the debate stream on my second account. That's really annoying. I just lost my main account. I'm sorry, everyone. YouTube is fine, so I'd recommend to go over to YouTube. Parker, get a job on YouTube. I'm gonna report this problem real quick and then try and get my account back. So let me do this real quick. All right. Let's try it right there. Give me 1 second, everyone. Second account is Parker Get a Real Job. Parker Get a Real Job on TikTok, but I'd recommend to go over to my YouTube, Parker Get a Job. I'd recommend to go over to my YouTube, Parker Get a Job. You won't have to deal with any of these issues of bans over there, everybody. You will not have to deal with any of the issues of bans over there. All right, everyone. I'll see y'all there in a second, everyone. I'll see y'all there in a second.
Only someone like him would be able to do it, because as you can see, America no longer trusts politics. That's why we're looking at entertainers to run the country. Like, this is just what it is. We may not like it, but things are changing, and he's going to be a huge part of that change, whether it's good or bad. But the structure's falling, honey.
Yeah, so undocumented immigrants and documented immigrants come here and they actually provide more services than they would be taking. Undocumented immigrants don't qualify for any federal systems, and they provide into our systems and pay taxes, over $100 billion in 2022, for example. Secondly, we can point to documented immigrants that have a higher labor force participation rate than natural-born U.S. citizens, meaning they're going to be putting more into our systems than especially taking out of it. The tariffs are harmful towards American consumers. They cause an increase in the cost of production for American businesses importing products, which will be then passed down to the consumer because it's an aspect of cost of production and distribution, and it's not a tax on the profits. So, like, that's going to cause an increase in the price to consumers, which will disproportionately negatively impact low and middle income individuals. And then
I believe what it will do in long term is make us start creating stuff right here in America, which is what we need to do, and create more jobs.
But the reality is, since Trump got in office, we've seen a decline in real manufacturing investment. Under his first term, we saw a decline in real manufacturing investment, and under Biden's term, we saw a massive increase. So I can show you that if you'd like to see from the St. Louis Federal Reserve, right? That Donald Trump, under his term so far, we've seen a reduction in real manufacturing investment. Secondly, right, in terms of manufacturing investment, the reason why we've seen that decline is because there's been an increase in the cost of production for domestic manufacturers because they rely on aspects of their production process that come from countries around the world.
Okay. Like that. I actually like talking to you. I just started watching, and I really appreciate the fact that you are giving facts and not just, speaking from the heart. I like to learn too. But for right now, I'm still going to stick with the orange hair.
So why so?
Like I said, I'd rather deal with somebody that's putting it all out there and telling me exactly what the hell it is than people that's lying to me.
Well, I think that Donald Trump is lying to you to a greater extent.
Tell me why.
Because he has more confirmed lies and misleading statements. He consistently lies about the results of the 2020 election. I know you say that he specifically actually believes that himself, but he's still lying about that because it is the case that it's wrong, right? And there's no evidence for that.
I mean, I agree, but I believe the Democratic Party is still lying about the state that Joe Biden was in. I mean, Kamala is lying about the fact that she's been supporting African Americans and black people all these years, and she hasn't. What she did in California was violate a lot of our people, and without just because they were the minorities. So
she
like I said,
she supports
that was all covered up
decriminalization policies and legalization policies for DRUGS. If you're going to talk about the policies that were specifically enforced that time period, it was 45 people that were convicted, and that was there was no racial demographics on that. So that was under Kamala's administration. So she actually reduced it from happening, right? And has advocated for policies, especially since then, to then ensure that people would be not put in prison for those such crimes.
But that's
and Donald Trump still wants to do that. He wants to put people in prison for that.
There and she was running that office, there was a lot of crimes that was covered up and a lot of things that the California police did that nobody looked into. This is the things that was happening in California under her watch.
Okay, well, you could show me anything that she could have done and she didn't do. I would like to address that. But like again, do you think that Donald Trump would have been more likely to address these in that circumstance?
No, absolutely not. But he would have told you.
Okay, so if you would have been less likely to address what you want from your candidates, if you would have been less likely to address the candidates that you wanted or the things that you wanted your candidates to address, then why would you support him if you acknowledge that he would address what you want less?
No, I don't want someone lying to me and making it seem like you're doing this when you're doing the exact opposite or switching up. And that's just not what I'm looking for. I'd rather deal with him because I feel like he's going to be straightforward and say, this is what it is. They don't need to make money over here. We need to make it over here. Tax them. We need to do this. Like, that's just how I feel. You know, and I haven't seen anything that would make me feel different right now.
So Donald Trump said that he was going to end the Russia-Ukraine war in 24 hours. Trump said that he was going to release the Epstein files. Trump said that he was going to reduce grocery prices. None of those things will happen because they can't, right? Those were lies. Blatant lies. So I understand you can bring up this one specific, what you consider a lie in terms of Joe Biden's cognitive health. We can acknowledge that his cognitive health declined. one, that doesn't mean that they were necessarily lying. We'd have to specifically bring up what they did lie about. But two, if that did indicate that, say they were lying about this, that's one lie comparative to the dozens from Donald Trump that you could point to just this week.
But for that lie alone, how many lies had to come along with that, and who was really running the country? Nobody to this day can
Joe
say.
Biden. Joe Biden was definitely running the country. I'm not disputing that. I think he definitely was. Even if with his declining cognitive health, does not mean that it is the case that he was not, running the country. He still was. And then Donald Trump. What about his lies? His lies about Tylenol. How many people did that hurt? He said that it causes autism when the study that he was referencing says that there's no association between Tylenol usage in pregnancy and autism, right? When taking into account genetics and siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So he lied. He literally said there's no negatives to not taking Tylenol, but there are. When you don't treat fever, right, in the context of pregnancy, it's harmful for the person who's pregnant and their pregnancy.
I agree. I mean, I really don't have a defense for that. Other than the fact that I just know that he's not, I really believe that some of the stuff that he says out of his mouth, somebody said it to him, whether he took it in the wrong context or what, but I just know it didn't come from out of nowhere. I don't think he's just pulling this out. Somebody said that he may have taken it in the wrong context, used the wrong word. I believe that because, again, he is not a real politician. He's an entertainer. So this is what happens when we allow entertainers into that field and we no longer trust our own politics.
I know, but isn't that bad? Like, so why do you support him then?
Because he's an entertainer. He's entertaining me.
So you're doing this for entertainment. So you understand that it hurts people and harms people, but you get entertained by that?
It's not that I get entertained by it. It's just that that's what he's doing. And the people, the United States does not believe in politicians anymore, honey. Like, they just don't. And it hasn't been for a long time.
I get it, but like there's a real distinction in terms of the effect on people's lives between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris. And I get that people don't like they don't want to involve themselves in the system because the system hasn't worked for them. But we have to acknowledge that in order for the system to work for us, we have to actively get our voices to be heard in the context of the system, which means that we vote for candidates that are better. And when we vote for candidates that are worse, especially those like Donald Trump, it tells people in office that the country is more towards that evil, is more towards the right. Literally, like when Trump wins the elections, you have moderate Democrats shifting to the right because they think that the country is more to the right than what they thought prior. So, which to some extent is true. The country is more right. Trump has influenced the country to be more right, and that's a reason why he's so harmful.
That was my next question. And how do you think that he won the election for the second time?
Because people attributed inflation to the incumbent president without good reason, and they didn't do research on that. And then they also bought the bigotry targeted towards immigrants and trans people. And then a lot of people didn't vote for Kamala Harris because she's a black woman, and they voted for Donald Trump because he's a white man.
See, and I don't believe that. Just for the record, I am a black woman, and I don't believe it had anything to do with her being a black woman. I think they put the wrong black woman there. If Michelle Obama was up there and the Democratic Party actually stopped playing games and took it on the hip that, hey, this guy's not the next person that's going to be here, and they took that time and put it into somebody else, then somebody could have been there. They didn't do that. They failed they failed all of us, and that's just what it is.
Well, I'm just acknowledging that some people specifically didn't vote for Kamala Harris because of those reasonings. Right? I wasn't indicating any particular proportion of the Trump voter base that was specifically applicable in that context. I'm just saying that that's true because there were people on my live stream that came up and said those things. And it's atrocious. It's horrible. And the fact that people do have those positions is a terrible thing. I'm just acknowledging that that was an aspect of why some people voted for Donald Trump.
Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate you for listening to me.
For sure. Appreciate you coming out.
Bye.
Alrighty, let's go to the next person real quick, everybody. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. We are just looking for some debates, everybody. We are just looking for some debates. Mary, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much, Mary. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Amanda, thank you so much for the $10. They said sorry for your account. It's okay. It's okay. Hopefully I can get it back. Heather, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Heather. Can we get some W's for Heather in the comment section right now? Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Lori as well with the $50 on Venmo. Can we get some W's for Lori in the comment section right now for the $50 on Venmo? Thank you so much, Lori. W's for Lori in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's so kind of you. W's for Lori in the comment section right now. Curtis as well. Thank you for the $5. Thank you. Emily, thank you so much for the $1. Christine, thank you so much for the $27. Thank you so much, Christine. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Absolutely. Thank you for the 27 USD. Thank you. Yo, what's up? How old are you? David, you're currently muted. How old are you? Emily, I think it's the best. I don't think there's any other alternative I could think of. But yeah, that is definitely an issue to some extent. But I think they should be able to know that. So what? How old are you?
23.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Of course.
Okay, 23. You said, of course. If you, what's your birth year?
2002.
Okay, what month?
January.
Okay, if you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Trump times a million.
Why so?
Well, first, I'd like to congratulate you on coming out. I know it's a very tough thing to do. I saw that video, so congratulations.
What do you mean?
Well, you said you would date transgenders, no?
Trans people, and also, what does that mean? What do you mean by coming out?
Well,
that's what are you talking about?
You,
Also,
you said you would. Well, I know you're in a relationship, but you said you would also date guys who became women.
No, that's not the prescription. Trans women are women, but it's
No,
not.
no. If they have a dick and then want to be a woman, they're still a guy.
Yeah, so it depends on how you use the term man and woman, right? It depends on the prescription that you're using. But why is that relevant to you? Are you like you care what my sexual preferences are?
Congratulating you.
Okay. So why do you care about my sexual preferences?
Congratulating you. Are you embarrassed?
No, I'm asking you why. Why do you feel the need to quote unquote congratulate me?
For your coming out party.
I'm straight? What do you mean by coming out?
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am. I know you're mad and you really want me to not be straight for some reason, but like it's okay. Like you can believe me when I tell you what my sexuality is. I'm not lying to you.
Mm-hmm.
So do you want to tell me why you support Donald Trump?
Because he's not gay.
One, Kamala Harris isn't gay, and that's a crazy reason. What's wrong with being gay?
Dumb bitch.
So all you've got is bigotry and hate? You're just gonna say misogynistic and homophobic shit? That's all you have? That makes you look very stupid. You know that, right?
No, I think you're stupid.
I know you think
'Cause you
I'm
don't even know what a
stupid,
man
but like
is. You
genuinely,
don't know what a
everyone
man
else, everyone else thinks you're stupid because you have no
If a guy's
arguments,
got
you
a
have no
dick, he's a
reasoning.
man.
All you come up with on the live stream is hate. Are you Christian?
If a guy's got a dick, he's
Are you
a man.
Are you Christian?
I don't answer your questions. You answer
Are you
mine.
Are you Christian? Oh, you can't answer questions. So
if a
are you
guy's
going to
got a
deny Jesus?
dick,
Do
he's a
you
man.
deny Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? If you don't answer my question, you're denying Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior. Is Jesus Christ your Lord and Savior? Don't deny him. Is Jesus
Yes.
Christ your Lord and Savior? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so didn't Jesus say to love thy neighbor? Is that what you're doing
Does
right
he
now
say
by
it's okay
advocating
to-
for Is that what you're doing right now by advocating for hate on my live stream? Are you loving thy
Does he
neighbor?
say it's okay to-
Are you doing what Jesus commanded you to do?
Are you gonna let me speak? Does he say it's okay to suck a dick?
Actually, yes.
No, he doesn't.
Wait, by the way, do you think where in the Bible does Jesus say it's okay for straight couples to engage in oral?
Are you retarded?
Are you going to use a slur now? You just had to use a slur. Literally, you hear that guy? He has no arguments. He has no critical thinking skills. He doesn't even uphold his own Christian faith. He literally just has bigotry and hate. That is antithetical to your own worldview. Love thy neighbor. What happened to that? Yo, what's up? How old are you?
Yo, what's up? Oh, snap. My bad.
You're good. You're good. Don't worry. Let's go on to the next person. Only send a guest request if you meet that set of criteria listed on the TikTok screen. If you're on YouTube, hit that thumbs up, everyone. It will help get it out to more people. Let's try to get to 3,000 likes, everybody. How many likes are we at here on YouTube right now? I think we're just out at 2,000. Let's try to get to 3,000, everybody. One more 1,000. We got it. Yo, what's up? How old are you?
30.
Do you support Donald Trump?
Yes, sir.
If you could go back in time and you could either vote for Donald Trump or Kamala Harris, who would you vote for?
Definitely Trump.
Why so?
I don't know. I just resonate with his agenda, the political.
What about
I
it?
don't know. I think that's what the country needs right now.
Okay, what about it?
So would you say that, for example, whenever you're at an airport, what do they tell you whenever the oxygen masks come out?
Why are you asking me that? Can you tell me why you
No,
support? What agenda are you talking about?
So basically, they tell you put on your oxygen mask before you help others. So what I'm trying to say is, before we let immigrants in, we need to work with the mental problems we have in the U.S., the homelessness, or veterans.
And what are
And then
Republican
after we get our
policies?
shit
Wait,
together,
name one Republican policy to reduce homelessness in this country.
what do you mean?
Name one Republican policy that they advocate for to reduce homelessness in the country.
They always talk about how we need to help our homeless people, how there's mental
one
issues
policy.
that we gotta take care of.
Name one policy.
I mean, there's many, I'm pretty sure.
Go ahead, name one.
I don't know them.
Okay.
Can you name one?
Can I name one? Absolutely. For example, Kamala Harris $6,000 child tax credit for the
No,
first
no,
year of
I'm
a child's
talking
life.
about Republicans.
Oh no, I can't because Republicans don't
No,
know.
I mean let's be honest. You gotta also know what the Republican Party is advocating for.
Yeah, can I tell you what
Otherwise
they're
it-
advocating for that will lead to more homelessness?
Tell me.
Yeah, cutting people off of their access to health insurance and their access to food stamps will lead to more people being homeless in this country, because it is the case that they don't have access to food and to basic necessities in terms of healthcare and health insurance.
Well, but I'm pretty sure they're trying, like, what we're trying to do is tackle the same issue in a different manner.
What do you mean? You provided no evidence to say that like Republicans are even addressing this?
No, well, this is what we're doing. It's just a difference of philosophy. Like maybe you're thinking of how we can
Secondly,
help.
wait, immigrants benefit our economy. So like they actually increase our ability to be able to help people in need. So why are you arguing against immigration when it's beneficial to our economy, which would allow for us to help out people in need?
Well, because first of all, we need to help our people first, and then we can help others.
Wait,
second.
you understand that this is how illegal immigration is about helping our people. You know that, right?
Illegal immigration is helping our people?
I said legal immigration, but I think that undocumented immigrants benefit our economy as well. I think that undocumented
Well, no,
immigrants who are in
I'm
the country
pretty
who have
sure
not
they do,
committed
but
undocumented
I mean,
immigrants who are in the country
there's-
who have undocumented
so
immigrants who are in
there's
the country
illegal immigration and then there's-
undocumented immigrants who are in the country who have not committed a violent crime or bad crime should be given a pathway to citizenship where they do not have to leave the country in order to go
Well,
through the vetting
no,
process.
I don't agree to that because it's not fair for the people that actually are doing it the right way and that they're waiting. And I mean, it's
like-
not fair for people to cut in line.
So it's not cutting in line because undocumented immigrants never go through the line in the first place. Secondly, if you're talking about the system that takes too long for people to get into the country, Republicans are the one who created that system. Oh, I want Roma. Thank you so much for the Thor hammer. Thank you, or the Viking hammer. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. W's for them in the comment section right now. So
I still don't think it's fair for the people that are taking the right steps.
Can I please finish addressing it?
Sure.
Yeah, so a few things, right? One, they don't go through the context of the line because they came to the country undocumented. The line is so long because Republicans have put artificial limitations to make the line take even longer, along with the fact that if we're talking about, what was the other point you made? You made one other point I wanted to address. Can you repeat what you just said? Cut in line or something? What was the other?
Cut in line. It's not fair for the people that are already waiting in line.
There you go. So, would be giving K through 12 education, like when we instituted K through 12 free public education, would that be unfair to the people who had to pay for their education in the past?
Yeah, I think it would be unfair.
Okay, so just because it would be considered unfair within that connotation doesn't mean that we shouldn't do this, given that we believe in the American dream and we would think that the country should be better off for our children than it was for us. So if you believe in making the country better, right, that means that you would consider it quote unquote unfair for the people that existed prior who didn't have that better system.
No, yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure things change. Like, for example, Donald Trump, he's saying that it's okay for some, immigrants to stay over and that's a lot of things. Is even as a Republican president, he's not that conservative, which is another thing. He leans a lot to the middle.
You think Donald
for
Trump is a
example,
moderate in the middle? Get a grip. No, obviously not. He incited a violent
course not.
insurrection at the Capitol. What are you talking about?
Well, what about? Well, I guess let's just stay within one topic. Otherwise, we're going to be all over the place. So, I'm not saying that immigration is bad. Illegal immigration is bad. It's not fair for people that are waiting, that are putting in a lot of money, a lot of effort for someone to skip the line. Those resources could be allocated into our people instead of
Wait,
supporting
undocumented
others.
immigrants don't get social services from the federal government.
Yeah, they do. They get
No, they
fed.
don't. They don't.
They get
What do they
healthcare.
You mean
They get fed.
You mean emergency healthcare like everyone else does?
Yeah, of course.
Wait, emergency healthcare is going to be applicable to everyone. That's a human right. Like tourists who come to the
So-
country get emergency healthcare. If someone's dying on an operating table, right? Not an operating table. If someone's dying, they will get evaluated in the emergency room. That's just how
No,
it works.
have you been on a border town?
Yes, I actually have.
Okay, and have you talked to people at the border patrol?
Yeah, I've talked to border patrol agents.
Okay, yeah, so they get a lot of as soon as they come in, they need to get their clinicals, they need to make sure that they have their health checkup, they need to get fed. Like there's that humane side too. But I think that the problem is the more accessible you make the country look like, you're putting a lot of families at risk because they believe the American dream is going to happen for them. So they cross the desert. A lot of kids die. I have a lot of friends that work.
Yeah,
at
that's why.
Border
That's why we
Patrol.
should provide a quicker legal pathway to citizenship.
No,
that's
I
why
think
I'm
we
advocating
should.
for what I'm advocating for.
We should just make it seem like the only way to get into the country is through the right method.
The best way to get to the country is to the legal method would be the best way to
Exactly.
do so. Because the reality of the matter is that people are going to come to the country undocumented when you create the
I agree.
process in the manner in which you have it right
And-
now. So
and
let
if
me
they
please
break
finish.
the law,
Listen
they
to what
need
I'm
to go
saying. Let me
back.
please finish what I'm addressing because you're not listening to me and you're misunderstanding what I'm saying because you're only taking parts of what I'm saying. It's whatever you want to hear at this point. Like listen to what I'm saying, okay? So again, the overall system in terms of this, right? Immigration, right? What is the concern for why we need a process for immigration in the first place? Well, it's to ensure the safety and security of this country. Deporting people who have not committed a violent crime or bad crime is not making this country more safe or more secure, right? We want to incentivize people to go through the legal process, but to incentivize people to go through the legal process, we have to make the legal process better off as a whole. If we do not make the legal process better off as a whole, well, then it would be the case that we aren't going to incentivize people to go through said system. So if we keep it the same way it is now, it incentivizes people to go through the process undocumented because it takes too long to go through the process legally. And that will always exist under a system that you advocate for.
No, I agree. So the problem is we need to teach people to take a certain system. And the problem is the current system is teaching people that they can just cross the line and, come into the country illegally. And I mean, look at the type of people that are coming in through the country in a legal manner and the type of people that are coming into the country in an illegal manner. I mean, even the resources that they have, the people that are coming into the country with, the right way, they have pockets, they have education. Like the country tells them, okay, are you fit to become part of the US? So, but the other way, we don't. And let's say, people like a lot of people
If
that
you want
do
more
work-
people to be vetted, then they would have to specifically go through the context of a vetting process. And the way you do that is by providing them a pathway to citizenship. Now, I don't think that there should be anything other than like we provide vaccines for people who need them and health screenings in general to, benefit people's health. And then also a criminal background check. Like those are the contexts that we need to look at. Other than that, there's really no reason.
No reason for what? To do two paths?
To look at things to restrict people from coming to the country.
No, yeah, I mean, either way, I still think that the only way that people should get into the country is not by skipping the line.
So, again, when you say skipping the line, right, it's because of the system that currently exists right now, because it takes too long. If the process took 99 years, would you say it's the fault of people for skipping the line?
No, what
No.
does it make
so
it
if it
right,
took
though?
98 years, would you say that? No. If it took 50 years, would you say that? No. If it took 10 years, would you say that? No, right? So obviously, when it takes 5 to 7 years on average for people to come to our country, right, it takes too long. So you understand why people come through the process undocumented. The only
No,
way
I mean,
to incentivize people to not do that is to literally provide them a legal pathway that is quicker. Other than that, you're going to lead to less people being vetted within our system. Right? Think about it this way. People who are already in the country undocumented, they will not identify themselves to authorities if you keep the current process you have right now, where they're considered undocumented in the country and they will be deported if identified by authorities. Under my system, where people who have not committed a violent crime or bad crime are offered a pathway to citizenship where they do not have to leave the country, they will identify themselves to authorities because they will literally get paid more. They'll be treated better within our society if it is the case that they literally go through the context of that vetting process, given that they are going to meet the criteria to be in the country. So if it is the case that we provide this, it makes it easier for law enforcement to identify anyone that does not meet that set of criteria, because then they're not dealing on deporting people who have not committed violent crimes or bad crimes, and instead they're deporting people who have committed violent crimes and bad crimes. So they're able to focus on that in particular, right? Along with the idea that we are creating a more humane process that will be more beneficial to our economy, to our culture as a whole, right? We have a more humane process of immigration, right? And people won't go through the context of that process of, having to come to the country undocumented to the same degree, because they'll realize that they can go through the process legally very quickly.
So there's nothing humane about dying in the desert.
Exactly. That's why I want to provide the legal pathway quicker. And I'm saying the current process of people dying, the current system of people dying in the desert trying to get to our country is created by people who make the system take too long.
No, that's not the thing. Is every time that you incentivize people to come in to break the law, and let's say you give them citizenship, then what are people outside going to think? They're going to think, if I do the same thing, if I put my families at risk, then I can pursue the American dream, which is not.
No. If they realize they can come to the country legally through a quick manner, they're just going to do that. They're not going to go through the situation that's going to be harmful towards them or their family. They're going to go through the situation in which is legal, and it makes the most sense to go through because it will be most beneficial to their family.
Exactly. But if you make people that came here illegally, if you make them, let's say, American citizens or residents or whatever, people on the outside, they're going to think, okay, if I do the same thing, eventually over time, I'm going to get my rights for citizenship. And that's just not the right thing. The right thing is getting the borders a lot more tight, and then working on the systems that maybe are not working. And
but Trump
why
didn't advocate for that. Trump
so
didn't
long.
advocate for the legal process to go quicker, right? So that there is no process created for this. It's just
Well,
Trump
but
criminalizing
how are you
people
gonna-
who have come to the country undocumented, and people who are coming to the country undocumented are coming to the country for a better life. They're not coming to this country to undermine you or anything that's in your life, right? Or take from you. They're coming to this
and
country
I
for
know
a better
of a
life
lot
for
of it.
themselves, and through doing that, it benefits us as well.
Yeah, I don't know. So the thing is, you cannot work on two things at first. First, you need to limit who comes in, and then you need to work on, the systems to get people in here. Because let's be honest, it helps all of us to have people from other countries coming into the country, because they're getting interviewed. We see who comes in and what type of value it gives to the United States in an economic way. But whenever you have people crossing illegally and then making that illegal path a viable path, then you're basically welcoming more of that.
So what we're
to happen.
doing, we're not making the pathway coming to the country undocumented as a viable path. We're just incentivizing people to go through the legal pathways. So people who are already in the country undocumented, we're giving them the incentive to go through the legal pathway, because the legal pathway we're also going to make quicker. So you've got to understand, the process I'm advocating for is not to incentivize the people to come to the country undocumented. It's to incentivize people to go through the legal process, because we have to take into account that there are already people in the country who are undocumented who we want to incentivize to go through the legal process.
I agree, and I would say the only way to do that is get out and get back in, because that is the only
I'm sorry,
right way.
Someone who have to go through that process, right? They would not do that. They will stay in the country undocumented, and they will continue
And I
to be
agree.
mistreated. And that's not good.
And by the time ICE gets them, that's it. It's game over.
That's
They
bad.
already
That's
tried
bad.
playing the game.
One, that's bad because it's inhumane how ICE treats people, because they're not operating on due process. They're not identifying themselves. They're not using warrants, right? That's incredibly important to talk about. They're highly militarized. And instead of putting the funding into highly militarizing ICE, let's put that funding into immigration courts and making the legal process go quicker.
Well,
That
yeah,
would
but
have done
you
so
cannot-
much more, right, for people in terms of immigration, in terms of the set of conditions that exist there, rather than specifically investing in militarizing ICE.
I agree, and I think we're getting into the same, I guess, to the same solution in different manners. I think the right way is tighten up the border, don't let anyone in. Don't get any incentive to break in the law and get into the country in an illegal manner.
Really?
so
Okay, I'm
that
sorry. Do
people
you think
can
you
come-
create incentives for breaking the law by literally voting for a convicted criminal? I think that's an incentive to break the law. I
Well,
think that's
he's-
a way greater
I mean,
incentive to
either-
break the law.
Either if we like it or not, he's still our president.
Wait,
And
but
he's still the
wait,
one
wait,
calling
wait.
the
You can't just say
shots.
that. You can't just say that. You
Yes,
can't
we
just say
can.
that you don't care about the violating the law when it's Donald Trump, but you care about violating the law when referencing undocumented immigrants.
It's two completely different issues, and of course, he's not in jail. So, I mean, what are we gonna do about that?
So no, you okay? So again, you care about crimes when it comes to undocumented immigrants, but you do not care about crimes when you
No, I
reference...
care about allocation of resources.
Well, if you care about allocation of resources, well then I don't know why you'd support Donald Trump. He allocates resources in a worse way.
What do you mean? The thing about the Republicans as a whole is to allocate resources in our own way. We get to decide where we want to allocate our resources. That's why we
Trump
advocate for
signed off
lower
on
taxes.
more debt-related spending, and for anyone who makes under $400,000 a year, they pay a greater level in taxes under Trump's admin because of imposed tariffs. Kamala Harris wanted to keep all the tax cuts from the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act for income earners under $400,000 a year. Right, so she would have kept the same level of tax cuts that exist under the Trump administration right now for all income earners under $400,000 a year, and she wouldn't have imposed tariffs. Meaning that Donald Trump imposing tariffs rather than not imposing tariffs will lead to a greater level of taxation for those under $400,000 in income. So if you want more freedom specifically to choose on what to do with your own income, right, and if you're under $400,000 a year, then that's specifically going to be better off under Kamala Harris's administration. Now, it will be worse off for income earners over $400,000 a year, but to be honest, who gives a fuck? They're going to be okay.
You know, this thing is being recorded, right? Sorry. Oh, I just called a beaner. That's
That's
pretty neat.
horrible. That's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind.
What? I think that's bad. I think that's really
No,
bad.
I mean, why? Why is it bad?
What? That's a slur.
No, I mean, if you take it in a humorous way, I mean, I don't mind.
Okay, I'm sorry. This is ridiculous. Don't do that on my live stream. Don't normalize that. That's horrible.
How is it normalized? I mean, I think
don't-
humor
don't-
is what connects us all.
No, don't normalize just some random person saying that in the comment section towards like anyone who's Mexican is a good thing. That's a bad thing. And it's not something that you should like have to deal with. That is horrible.
Do you guys know what sense of humor is?
I don't think that's a sense of humor. I think that's bigoted and hateful.
It's not bigoted or hateful. I mean, it's
Using a slur towards
It's-
someone
it's
absolutely
just-
is. Okay, I don't
it's
think this
just
is an
a-
effective dialogue for us, to be totally honest. I'm gonna just kick you because I don't think that's an effective dialogue. I think that's an incredibly hateful term, and I don't want to normalize people saying that because some people think it's like a quote unquote joke or something. That's definitely really, really bad. Let me say thank you to some people. I do got to catch up. Caitlin, thank you so much for the $5 on Cash App. Thank you so much, Caitlin. Emily, thank you for the 69 cents. Thank you so much. I'll make sure to try and look. I do ask for both, actually. And then Crystal, thank you so much for the $10. Thank you so much, Crystal. I really appreciate it. Thank you. As well as Justin. Justin, oh my God. Justin with the $500 on PayPal. Holy shit. Thank you so much. Justin. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. They said to mention Kelly and that she's enthralled to the live stream and that she's hard blue. That's really cool. Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Get some W's for Justin and Kelly in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Justin and Kelly. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Kelly, if you're here, I really appreciate you. W's for Kelly in the comment section right now. Thank you so much, Kelly. I really appreciate it. That's so kind of y'all. Thank you so much, Kelly. I really appreciate it. And for watching the streams as always. I really appreciate it. And Justin, again, thank you. W's for Kelly and Justin. So nice of y'all. Crystal with the $10 again. Thank you so much. And Nathaniel, thank you for the $1. Caitlin, thank you for the $5. Alrighty, everyone. I think I'm going to get off for today. I really appreciate everyone coming through today, everyone. Thank you, everyone, so much. I've just hit 4 hours for today. Tomorrow I should be on, I think, probably later in the day as well. I probably should be on live later in the day as well. I am going to go on Twitch right now. Parker, get a job on Twitch and, do a Q&A. So if people want to come chill with me on Twitch for a little bit and do a little bit of a Q&A, I'll be on there for a little bit. So if you want to see me for a little bit longer, I don't know how much longer I'll spend there, but for a few minutes, maybe 20 minutes or something like that, a little bit more than that, I'll spend over there. and we'll do a Q&A there. I love everyone. If you don't have it, I'm so sorry. You can just look up twitch.tv/ParkerGetAJob. That's where I'll be. Just letting everyone know. But yeah, everyone, I love y'all so much. I will see everyone tomorrow. Have a great night, everyone. Make sure to go over to my YouTube channel and like the stream if you haven't already. Check out the videos that I've posted. I would really, really, really appreciate it. We just got over 2,000 likes. I want to say I really appreciate everyone so much. Thank you, everyone. Have a fantastic night, everyone. I will see everyone tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Good night. Good night.